Some things never change. Like the sound of pads crushing against the equipment, the feel of cleats on fresh-cut grass, or the deep rest from a full practice. Another thing that never changes, the feeling of relief when the whistle blows for break. And the savory snack to go along with it. This is a moment to remember. This is a Mingua moment.
I'm on a fixed income. Credit cards help me balance the money that's coming in and what I need to live on. I've thought about bankruptcy, but how am I supposed to pay for it?
Sometimes the people that need help the most are the very people who can least afford it.
We've come up with a way to get you started for less.
Start your bankruptcy for as little as $78 now. The consultation is free. In Lexington and now in London.
I work really hard, but I'm struggling to pay my bills on time. I've gotten pretty far behind and I don't know what to do.
Is this happening to you? We're Atkinson, Sims, and Kermode.
Bankruptcy could be your best solution.
We're here to give you a fresh financial start.
Start your bankruptcy for as little as $78 now. The consultation is free. In Lexington and now in London.
By the numbers, Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
Whitaker Bank supports 496 Kentucky schools.
Over 282,000 students benefit from Whitaker Bank's Kentucky education initiatives.
Whitaker Bank has contributed almost $441,000 to education programs for the advancement of Kentucky's youth.
We share your passion, Kentucky.
Love the bank that loves you back.
Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky.
What's your starting five? How about this one? Mild, hot, Cajun, barbecue, and teriyaki. It's the flavors of Mingua beef jerky, each one handmade from Ronnie Mingua's all-natural recipe using top-quality beef. That's what makes Mingua beef jerky stand out. Take it from me, Tom Leach. Pick up a package today, and if you don't see it, ask for it. And check them out online at minguabeefjerky.com. That's M-I-N-G-U-A beefjerky.com. And go there today to see their newest product, Mingua beef jerky meat sticks in mild, hot, or honey barbecue.
I work really hard, but I'm struggling to pay my bills on time. I've gotten pretty far behind and I don't know what to do.
Is this happening to you? We're Atkinson, Sims, and Kermode.
Bankruptcy could be your best solution.
We're here to give you a fresh financial start.
Start your bankruptcy for as little as $78 now. The consultation is free. In Lexington and now in London.
Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Frederick Douglass High School, the farm they call it here at Douglass High School, as the Broncos take on Scott County and the Cardinals, coached by Jim McKee. Brian Landis, head football coach at Frederick Douglass. They come in and coach me in 11-0 in the season, and I tell you what, those shutouts they've had have been impressive. They've had a string of shutouts, and Scott County comes in 10-1, and this is a game where they can, that one loss, they can redeem themselves because they play the team that defeated them this year.
They did, and early in the year when they played each other, Frederick Douglass just dominated. But if you remember, Scott County made so many mistakes at the beginning of the game.
And they had the ball down on the first and goal, and they weren't able to score there. So that was a big defensive stand by Douglass.
It was, and they're a great defense. We're going to be looking at that tonight. The last time they played, they ran a four-man front. They backed the linebackers up a little bit, let them play the gaps, and looking at that wing T defense offense. Now, Lexington Catholic scored points on them.
Yeah.
But they threw the ball.
Yep.
Scott County ain't going to throw the ball, my friend.
Well, you say that, but, I mean, they might surprise us and throw a little bit tonight.
Well, they do every once in a while, and when they do, usually it's because they see something and it's wide open.
Well, you know, the first game that Coach McKee probably didn't show everything he had in his arsenal because Scott County, that's just their mode of operandi. That's the way they operate. They don't want to show you everything they got.
Yeah, and I think early in the game, when he saw that they were probably outmatched a little bit, you're right. I think he backed off on his playbook a little bit. But we'll see. He's a smart coach. He's been doing this for years, and he'll figure out a way to get some points, hopefully.
And Frederick Douglass comes in here at the farm. Brian Landis in his third year as the head coach, and his record's impressive, Coach. When you look at, we talked about those 4 losses, and 3 of those 4 losses coming to the Scott County team.
Right, and that's one of the revenge. I think they beat them in the playoffs last year. Scott County won, and I saw something on Twitter, 365 days, and it's finally here, they're saying. So they're ready for them.
It's Scott County and Douglass here tonight on Prepspin, the Mingua Beef Jerky High School Football Game of the Week here at the farm. And it's a so-so crowd right now, late arriving crowd. And we got the national anthem here, and we'll be back here on the Mingua Beef Jerky High School Football Game of the Week.
This is where it all started, right here on this farm. We may have grown over the years, but we've never lost sight of what was important to us. We're continuing that tradition today, and we always will be for generations to come.
Hi, this is Gary Ball for Crown Trophy of Lexington. Crown Trophy offers youth sports awards, corporate awards. They offer signs and a full line of promotional products. They're located at 2680 Wilhite Drive on the corner of Nicholasville, New Circle Road, just behind Starbucks. Stop by and pick up your copy of our 85-page catalog. Crown Trophy is nationally known, but locally owned with 150 stores nationwide. Crown Trophy, the official provider of plaques for the Scholastic Ball Report and Prep Spin. Folks, this is Gary Ball, and you hear my catchphrase, soup and a sandwich. When I want the best potato soup and prime rib sandwich, I head over to Rafferty's Restaurants after my games. Check out Rafferty's 9 great locations throughout Kentucky, and all you teens, you can eat at Rafferty's before those big ball games. The open prime rib sandwich is what legends are made of. Ask Joe B. Hall, the legend himself, it's his favorite. Rafferty's a big supporter of high school sports throughout Kentucky. Rafferty's, where the special is you.
Did you know?
Back here at the farm, and Scott County does it with Phil Garner and Bronson Brown, both 1,000-yard rushers. Garner comes in with 1,240 yards, 18 touchdowns, Coach. And you look at Bronson Brown, he has 1,017 yards and 16 touchdowns. So 34 touchdowns out of their backfield, and that's what you expect when you run a wing T offense.
Absolutely, and all under control of the quarterback, Cade McKee. One thing about wing T quarterbacks, they're magicians with the ball. They hide the ball really well. And the years that we've been watching Scott County, the McKee boys have been really good at that.
You know, the thing about it is when they throw the football, they got Michael McTavie. He has 8 catches, but, Coach, 6 of those have gone for touchdowns.
Yeah, because they set it up. The people up top for Scott County on the press box, they're going to watch the defensive backs for Frederick Douglass. When they start cheating up on the runs, that's when they bounce over the top of them and go for the home run.
I'm going to take a look at the starting lineups for both football teams, and then we'll have the kickoff here tonight with Mike Meehan and the King of Stream, William Moorfield, Gary Ball, Joe Allen, our videographer tonight, doing a great job running the camera for us up here in the press box, as Big Joe always does. Ian Sexton is your center for Frederick Douglass. He's 6 foot 275 and a senior. Lonnie Collins is on the left side. Dalen Cozart is the right guard. He's 6'2", 300. And listen to these tackles. Jager Burton, 6'5", 280 pounds. Coach, he's been offered by Ohio State, the Ohio State University.
And he can play there. Jagger is a tremendous football player. Quick feet, big, strong guy.
Walker Parks is going to play for Clemson next year, the Clemson, 6'6", 280, and he is a Mr. Football finalist, make no bones about it.
Yeah, and the thing about him is, Walker, is he's aggressive, really aggressive on defense especially.
And they got big tight end Thomas Howard. He doesn't get a lot of name call, but he plays a really good tight end. He's a good blocking tight end. In the backfield, Josh McClurg is your quarterback, 1,000-yard passer. But the most impressive thing about McClurg is not his passing, Coach. He's carried the ball 92 times, 819. He's a leading rusher for Frederick Douglass, and he has 9 TDs.
Yeah, I know. They give him the ball when they get down there. We've seen him have some really long runs this year, too.
And Darius Neal is the second leading rusher. He has 741 yards, 11 touchdowns for Douglass in the backfield. And Devin Neal's a threat back there as well, Coach.
Yeah, those Neal boys, they're quick as can be. You'll see them returning kicks also.
And you got to watch Dane Key. He catches everything, 6'3", sophomore. Coach, who hasn't offered this young man?
Well, I tell you what, he can play just about anywhere. That kid can catch the football, and he runs really precise routes for a sophomore.
And, of course, Coward got hurt, and we got Isaiah Allen back there at a wide receiver. So those are the lineups. That's for Frederick Douglass's offense. Let's take a look at Scott County's offensive unit. They got Haywire Eads at center, 6'4", 240-pound senior. Clay Cobulus is the left guard, 210-pound senior. Austin Taylor's a right guard, 6'3", 250. Peyton Saunders and John Berry are the tackles. Michael McTavie, the guy I already talked about, Coach, he has 8 catches, but 6 of those have gone for touchdowns. So when they throw it, they make the best of it.
They make the best of it, and we picked that up the last time they played. You know, I really couldn't quite tell which defensive back came up running for to take on the run, but they threw right over top of his head.
McCaleb Coffey's a wide out, 12 catches for 3 touchdowns, and the backfield is Phil Garner, the running back, Bronson Brown, the running back out of that wing T, and Jeremy Hamilton. We'll see Hamilton a lot, Coach. We'll see also Saylor a lot, number 32. They run a lot of guys back there.
They do, and the reason is because they run that wing T stuff, and they run it all the time. I mean, it's just as many backs as they can get in.
And Cade McKee is the senior quarterback, and he's also a good baseball player at Scott County, 6', 185-pound senior, 26 of 45, 662 yards, so about 25 yards a pass for Cade McKee. I mean, it goes pretty deep when he throws it, and 11 touchdowns, Coach, so the cupboard isn't bare as far as passing the ball.
Yeah, he does a pretty good job of throwing the football, but I think he's much, much better at hiding the ball.
Yeah, he does hide it quite well, doesn't he? And you have to out of that wing T. Looking at the defense, Spencer Wood, John Hewlett, Colton Combs, and Alberto Campos. I think Campos should have a big game tonight, Coach.
Again, their defensive players have got to stop some real serious talent.
And the reason I say that, he's the hawk defensive end there for Scott County. He's going to have a good game tonight. Sam Daniel is the card linebacker. Alex Patton, the Mike linebacker. You got Rylan Reed and also Tayshawn Stakelin, the rover for Scott County. Bronson Brown, Jacob Coretti, and Campton Martin. Campton Martin's played a really good cornerback from the right spot. He also has 4 interceptions on the season, Coach.
Yeah, there's some good athletes on both sides of the ball. We're ready for the coin toss here, so it'll be interesting to see if whoever wins that toss defers.
Coach has got an eye on the captains out there on the field, and the officials for tonight's game are out of the Louisville area, and we're going to pull them up for you here in just a moment. But we do know that they're from Louisville, so we'll wait and see who wins a coin toss. And
they
Douglas deferred to the second half, so
Yes,
it'll be
sir.
the Scott County offense. And so we'll take a look at the defense for Douglas, and now we're going to try to grab the officials too in this game. And there are, I think, 6 of them, Coach. The referee is Jim Gutterman. Mo Hogg is the umpire. Steve Gunter's the linesman. Line judge is Brandon Riley. Back judge is Kevin Conder. The field judge is Thomas Weber, and the side judge is B.J. Hayes, and they're all from the Louisville area.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, Louisville officials do a really good job. Gary, across town now, it is 7-6 Tates Creek in the second quarter.
7-6, the Commodores, and of course on the Scholastic Ball Report Sunday, we got championship program this Sunday, Coach. Starting with the champions from Henry Clay Soccer. They're on the show. The champions from band on the show. We got those guys. And we got a great swimmer from West Jessamine, Jordan Kalala, and Julian Tackett from the Kentucky High School Athletic Association, the commissioner. That's all on the show Sunday at noon.
Yeah, maybe you can. Did you ask him about this RPI stuff?
No, we didn't get into that, but it's not real popular with the coaches, I'll tell you that.
Well, I guess some coaches are pretty upset about it. I don't know. And Lafayette Band, how many championships have they won?
21, Coach.
Oh,
and Chuck Smith, the band director right now, is responsible for 18 of those 21 state champions. And you know I'm an old band guy, so I love the marching bands. My daughter was in the marching band at Erlanger Lloyd and in the state championship, so I follow the bands very closely.
That's pretty impressive, to tell you the truth. Pretty impressive.
Here come the Broncos from Frederick Douglass High School. Scott County will receive the ball here. We are at the farm, and we want to thank WL Stats are right next to us here in the booth. We'll be getting stats from WL Stats. And, Coach, you're a little bit far away from me over there, but nevertheless, we'll make it work.
Yeah, I've got the monitor for the instant replay, so I'm happy.
So Douglas is
you got the heater, though, brother.
Yeah, that's right. Douglas's Romarian Warner is a defensive tackle. He's got 10.5 tackles for loss, 5 sacks. You got Jager Burton and Walker Parks. Parks has 5.5 sacks on the season to lead the Douglas attack. Connor Farley's an outside linebacker with Davis Joyner, Isaiah Clinkscale, Remarcus Thompson, and you got Proctor, but Davis Joyner's back there. Jalen Bybee, Devin Neal, Ty Bryan, and Jason Burnham are the secondary for Douglas, and Douglas is about ready to kick off to Scott County. Ryan Ligeb will kick off, and
too deep.
Back deep, Martin and Brown.
Pretty easy to see the numbers tonight, Gary. We struggle with that sometime, but these jerseys are lit up, baby.
Yep. So you got Campton Martin is to the far side of the field. And you got Bronson Brown to the near side, awaiting the slide gap kick. You think we'll see any onside kicks in this game, Coach?
We might, but last time they played this way, the game started too. And if you remember, Scott County failed miserably on their first drive.
Here's Ligeb,
Mostly
and he
because of
kicks
penalties.
into it, and it'll be Brown at the 12-yard line, 13 up to the 20. He is to the 20, cuts it over to the far side, and will be tackled at the 20, so about a 7-yard return.
Pretty good. If he'd have gone straight ahead and had better yardage. It's tough on the kickoff to go side to side. Really, you got to go vertical on a kickoff return.
You really do. And making this stop there, I believe that was Bryce Higgins, wasn't it, Coach?
Bryce Higgins.
Number 26, and it'll be 1st and 10 at the 20 for the Cardinals of Scott County. And the Douglas defense, we gave you that defense, and now we'll have the first play of this football game after the return there.
Gary, that's a monster defensive front. That's a big bunch of guys.
Here's a toss around the right side, and that's Garner, and he's hit it to 23 and dropped right there at the 23-yard line. And coming over to get him and helping out was Devin Neal.
Yeah, number 5, Devin Neal, and just shouldered up to him and knocked him down. Now, they're not huddling. They're going quick. So
tempo, right, Coach?
Tempo.
Give to Brown, right side. He's got some running room, the 30, and run out of bounds. He's got the first down at the 33-yard line.
If you can see that again on the Kentucky loop, you'll notice that you got to run it back further. There was over-penetration by the defensive tackle. They got in too far.
And here's the rush up the get and up to the 40-yard line, and The ball carrier that time was Garner. Walker Parks helped out on the play there for the Douglas defense. A pickup of about 6. Boy, they're chewing up some yards here, Coach. Just started back at the 20, so they're already up at the 40-yard line.
Yeah, they're getting in the legs. They're getting the leverage on those big defensive linemen, or let the linemen penetrate and block them that way.
McKee shifts now as they shift to the right side. And slide right, he gives now on the left side. Hamilton, 45, Hamilton, the midfield, and run out of bounds at the midfield stripe. Neal got over there to shove him out of bounds, but he got the first down and more.
You take a look at this play on replay, Gary. They're bellying the running back, giving it to the second man, pulling the guard and the tackle, and number 50 for Scott County out in the lead, man. He is way in front blocking. Heck of a job by number 50, Ethan Miracle.
Yeah, Miracle doing a good job there for not even listed as a starter on our depth chart. At the midfield stripe, a lot of shifting going on for McKee. He's under center. And he gives to Brown around the right side. Brown, the 45. He is tripped up at the 40, inside the 40-yard line, and saving tackle there by Devin Neal again.
Devin Neal's getting in a lot of tackles, which isn't good because he is back in the secondary, right?
That's exactly right. That was a pickup of 11, Coach. And let's look at the yardage now for Scott County. Already 5 carries, 41 yards for the Cardinals.
Right, bellying the back, giving it to the second back. Big lineman pulling around the corner.
This time they send Coffee out to the top. They shift around the left side as Brown now lines up on the left, and they give now, and they give it around the left side and going nowhere. Good defense as Saylor had the ball, and he was stopped in the backfield.
Right, that was just a power handoff, and too much penetration by the big man, which really caused a big clog in that play.
Yeah, Saylor was the ball carrier, and he is back up, and boy, they run a lot of guys in there, don't they, Coach?
They do. Scott County doesn't like to be behind the chains like this, so this is a little awkward for them. But second down, if they can get half of this down, then they still can drive this football.
A shift again and movement, and let's see, we're going to have a flag down, and that's going to be a dead ball foul, encroachment against Scott County, so it'll be second at about 18, Coach.
Yep, this is not good. This is what happened to them the first time they played.
Yep.
Trying to get a little too fancy maybe, trying to get Frederick Douglas out of the gaps and into better angles. Normally when you switch around like that, you're trying to get better angles for your offensive linemen. It's a lot better to be blocking down at people than it is to be blocking straight ahead, especially these big monsters.
That's right. And Coach's drive started back at the 20-yard line, so they're down now. They move back with the penalty to the 48-yard line, so they're going the wrong way. We have 9 minutes and 12 seconds to go in the first quarter. This is the opening drive of this high school football game. We're going to have a timeout as Scott County wants to talk about it. So timeout on the field, no score. Scott County has it second down at 18 at the 48-yard line. We'll be back on the Mingua Beef Jerky High School Football Game of the Week.
In addition to education assistance, UPS now provides housing for qualified employees. Through the UPS Kentucky Living Options and Opportunities Path, also known as UPS Kentucky Loop, you can work part-time in Louisville, go to school at Jefferson Community and Technical College, and receive housing for up to 2 years. Earn a degree or learn a trade. It's up to you. Loop benefits are available to those who live outside the Louisville metro area, whether you're just starting college or going back to school. It's time to get in the loop. For more information, visit upsjobs.com. That's upsjobs.com.
My phone will.
Second down for Scott County and about 18 yards at the 48-yard line. And they give now to Bronson. Brown hit and dropped in the backfield. That's a good play turned in by Ty Bryant. Well, Bryant comes up, makes a lot of plays, doesn't he, Coach?
He does, and Coffey helped on that too, or
Yeah.
not Coffey, 16. That's Joyner helped on that too.
Yeah, Davis Joyner helped out, but it was number 13, Bryant, who made the play. Gain of about a yard maybe. It's third down and a long 7. These are situations Scott County does not like to be in, Coach.
No.
Third and long.
No, they don't. And because when they throw the ball, they like to throw the ball on first and second down when the other team's not aware that they're going to do it.
That's a good point. That's usually when they do throw it.
Right.
So they hurry up and send a wide out to the near side, and Cade McGill will give around to Jalen around the left side, and he's down to the 35, 36-yard line, well short of the first down as Saylor has the ball. Jackson Saylor. 30, so it'll be fourth down at about 7.
Yeah, but that's okay. They got a lot of it back. So what they're trying to do now, they're going to try to they're going to go for it here. They're in the kind of no man's land right now.
So fourth down and 7 at the 36. They've got to get to the 29 for a first down.
Don't be surprised, Gary, if they go on a long count this time, trying to get 5 yards of that back. Make things a little easier.
So Coffey splits way out to the near side. That's the open side of the field.
Playing man-to-man on him and ignoring everybody else.
Garner and Brown in the backfield.
Almost got him.
Saylor is a slot to the right side. And a fumble, and let's see, and it's going to be recovered by Douglas at the 43-yard line.
Well, that won't hurt too bad. I mean, if they weren't going to make it, they only lost a few yards on that. So, again, you don't see that kind of stuff lately. Let's look at the replay.
That was recovered by 49, and that is Thompson.
There was confusion between the quarterback and, let's see, probably Philip Garner on that play. The ball just dropped out of his hands. That's not good. I mean, you don't want to have a turnover this quickly.
So Robinson comes in as a slot to the left. McClurg at the backfield with Neal. Motion now to the near side by Allen. They give to Allen on a sweep toss, 45 and 47-yard line. And he is tackled down there. Coming up to make the hit was number 44, Rylan Reed, the number 2 tackler on the team, Coach.
Scott County's changed their defensive look than they had last time. I copied their defense down from the first time they played. I'm going to take a look at this a little bit closer, but this is a little bit different look.
It's Devin Neal in the backfield. You got twins to the top for Josh McClurg. McClurg fakes it. He fumbles it. It's picked up by Scott County to the 32-yard line. Big number 79 picked it up. And
he's excited, I'll tell you.
That is Austin Taylor.
Yeah, Austin Taylor. Watching the replay here, Gary. A little belly. Same thing that happened to Scott County. He wanted to keep the ball in the belly, and number 5 held on to the ball too long. Devin Neal held on to the ball.
Why didn't he just what do you mean held on to the ball? Why didn't he just grab it?
Well, that's just it. The quarterback's trying to pull it.
Yeah.
Now, when you teach that belly, you have the quarterback has to hold the ball in the middle of the ball so that the running back feels his hands pull it out.
So Scott County now with new life on the fumble recovery. Here's a Garner, and he slides down to about the 28-yard line. And tackled by Thompson. He loses his helmet. He'll have to go off the field after losing that helmet.
Yeah, he didn't beat somebody over the head with it like I saw last night.
Oh, that was crazy. That was
nuts. He just lost his helmet, which is fine. He'll put it back on and be right back in there.
We're in the first quarter, Coach. This is the second time Scott County's had possession, and they've run 10 plays for 47 yards. And let's see what McKee has for us here. He shifts now as McTavie goes on the right side. And gives to and Garner, and that's a flag down before the play transpired. So it was blown dead on the play.
Yeah, they're going too quickly. They're getting down and going real fast, and some people are jumping out ahead of the play.
Well, Coach McKee's not happy over there.
No, he threw his clipboard. I've seen that a few times over the years. Not happy, but that's all right. I mean, he's a really competitive human being.
Bronson Brown in the backfield, 1,000-yard rusher. Garner, 1,240 yards, 18 touchdowns. Boy, you got some good backs back there for Scott County.
You do. That isolation over here now.
Here's a give to Garner, left side, and he is going to be knocked down at the 27-yard line. And let's see who got over there to stop him, Coach.
It looked like 43 came up there quick, and then Devin Neal
helped out. That's like 5 tackles for Devin already.
Yeah. It is. He's everywhere.
And also Walker Parks helped out, 64. Third down at about 6 for Scott County, the football rest at the 27-yard line after the big fumble recovery by Taylor. 3rd down. Garner in the backfield with Brown.
Yeah, movement
and
there, too.
There was movement, and it's fumbled, and let's see what the officials say here.
That ball should have been.
Douglas says they've got the ball. If that's the case, that would be our 3rd fumble tonight.
Look at McKee. He's out on the field all the way.
Douglas, and are they going to indicate? They have, yes, Douglas football. I'm not sure who got on it for Douglas, but that's the 3rd fumble. Scott County's fumbled twice, and Douglas fumbled once.
That looked like somebody jumped ahead on that one. That looked to me like it should have gone against Scott County anyway.
Well, like you said, Coach, it's strictly a timing thing, isn't it?
It is. It's a timing thing, and they are not timing. Run it all the way back if you can. There you go. All right, we're going to watch it on replay, Gary.
Tell us who came up with the fumble.
Oh, yeah, the center didn't center the ball, or he centered it. It came away from the center. I couldn't see. It was big. Looked like big number 62.
McClurg, empty backfield. Here's motion by Neal, trying to sweep around the left side, and he is going to be tackled by Rylan Reed up at the 30-yard line.
Very aggressive.
So good play by Rylan Reed, the Sam linebacker.
Yeah.
Pick up about 3.
The way Scott County is switching personnel, moving them back and forth, they're creating an unbalanced line sometimes, and the defense has to slide over. We have a penalty on this play, Gary.
I didn't see the flag. Did you, Coach?
Oh, it's sitting right there in the middle of the field.
Well, I didn't see it. That's why I didn't see it. And it's going to be against the Broncos, and they'll move them back inside the 20. They're still marking it off.
It's
Looked
holding.
like holding against the Broncos.
Yeah. Yep.
17-yard line, 5:49 to go. Scoreless first quarter, no score. Douglas and Scott County. Gary Ball with Mike Meehan and William Warfield, the king of stream. Josh McClurg sends Neal in motion, fakes to him, tucks it around the right side. He's got some running room. He's to the 30, 35, 40. McClurg to midfield. He's at the 40, 30, 20. It's a foot race. 10, 5. Touchdown, Josh McClurg. He goes 73 yards.
A lot of speed, I'll tell you.
73 yards.
Great speed. When you miss a tackle in the first 5 yards, he's gone once he gets to that second level.
Yeah, that's right. With the penalty, Coach, 83 yards. It was back at the 17, so 83 yards. Excuse me.
Yep. He faked that ball to the fly sweep, and then just cut up in the middle, and then made it go. They're going for 2.
And they go for 2 around the left side, and McKee gets in. Dane Key with a 2-point conversion. And let's see. Our penalty markers down.
Yeah.
Penalty flags against
motion
Douglas motion, so they won't get the 2-point conversion. So we have 5:28 to go in this first quarter. Douglas just went on top on an 83-yard jaunt by Josh McClurg. And Coach, where's Josh going for college?
I'm not sure, but he can. With his speed, he could probably run track.
So here's a Ligeb extra point. Ryan Ligeb. He will kick it out of the hold of Key. And the kick is up, and it is good. So Ligeb makes it 7-0. Frederick Douglass, we've had 3 fumbles in this game already, Coach. 3 fumbles, 2 by Scott County, 1 by Douglas. And Douglas on an 83-yard jaunt by McClurg. They take a 7-0 lead with 5 minutes and 28 seconds to go in the first quarter. We'll be back on the Mingua Beef Jerky High School Football Playoff Game of the Week.
Really hard, but I don't make a whole lot of money. And now my hours are being cut back at work. I've gotten so far behind on my bills, I feel like I'll never get caught up.
We're Atkinson, Sims, and Kermode.
We're not going to judge you.
We've come up with a way to get you started for less.
Start your bankruptcy for as little as $78 now. The consultation is free. 859 in Lexington and now in London.
By the numbers, Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
There are 50 Whitaker Bank locations serving Kentucky communities just like mine.
61 Whitaker Bank.
And Martin.
We on?
Ligeb's short kick over the far side, and fair catch called at the 32-yard line. And that's where they'll have it. And it was hauled in over there by 15 of Scott County, and add, of course, A.J. Young. So they'll have it at the 32, and, you know, the most important, they put it on the ground twice, Coach.
They did, and, you know, you can't keep doing that. And Frederick Douglass gave them a great opportunity down there, and they fumbled it back to them.
I thought Taylor was going to rumble and tumble that in the end zone, but he got tackled.
Yeah, he tried.
30-something yard line. So here's Cade McKee, and he fumbles the snap, jumps back on it. So he gets back on it.
Yep, second down. He fell on the ball.
Yep.
They're having major problems holding on to this football.
You think it's the cold or what, Coach?
Nah, I don't know what it is. Maybe excitement, whatever. I don't know.
So 2nd and 11 on the loss of about a yard. 2nd down and 11. 5 minutes to go here in the first period, and Scott County trails Douglas 7-0. Mike Ritchie watching tonight, Coach, says hello to you, and he is watching
I haven't seen Mike in a while.
in Iowa City.
Oh, man, no wonder I haven't seen him.
And here rolling to the right, that's Brown. He's to the 35, 38. Nice run there by Bronson Brown.
Nice run by Brown. And
Thompson helped out on the stop.
Thompson came in and made the tackle.
Scott County here, 3rd down. They need about 4. McKee gives the Garner. He's hit at maybe the line of scrimmage. I tell you, that was Jager Burton.
Yeah, they're not. Scott County is not moving those linemen very much. Look at his crew coming in now, Gary. They're going to punt with a whole new punt team.
So let's see what they do here.
Well, they got their punt team in there, but
4th at up near the 40-yard line. 3:55. Wasn't it 14-14 Tates Creek at Dunbar, Coach?
Yeah.
14 all?
14-14 Dunbar, Tates Creek.
Okay. That's in what, 2nd quarter?
Yeah.
Here's punt coming, and it's a short punt to the near side. Let's see, it's going to roll down inside the 35. Let's see, the official's going to come up, mark it at the 31-yard line. So he did a good job punting away from the return man, but not very good on the yardage, Coach.
I'll tell you what, I was a little nervous about the snap because they've had trouble with the ball tonight, but that snap was perfect. Kudos to the center on that one.
So Douglas will have it we'll look at their possessions just for the Douglas Broncos.
Well, I'm surprised. I think, you know what? If I was Scott County, I'd be careful. I'd be looking for the bomb here. They might try to blow the top off of defense with a pass, just try to put them away in the first quarter by 2 scores if they can.
Triple receivers, and Darius Neal's in the ball game now. He gets the handoff, breaks a tackle at the 35, and run out of bounds. And coming over there to get him for the Cardinals.
Yeah, that was number 44, Ryan Reed.
That's not who I saw. I saw Kennedy coming over there and getting him.
Kennedy too? Okay.
Yep. 33.
Well, let's just split it and give a number in between.
2nd down and 6, Coach, for Douglas. They lead 7-0, and they have the football. McClurg tucks it. He's up to the 40, 42-yard line, and hit right there and tackled. And that was 1st down.
And that looked like Cade Tackett.
Yeah, that was Tackett. I was just looking to see it was 43 Tackett making the stop.
Speaking of 43, they're in a 4-3 defense, but they're leaving a whole gap in the middle, big-time gap.
McClurg, quick pass to Key, 45, and Dane Key to the midfield stripe and knocked out of bounds. Rylan Reed, big hit over there, and who else came over there? Number 52 helped out as well, Coach, over there. And for the Cardinals, and that's John Hewlett.
Yep. This is a little bit better job. They're collapsing. Scott County's really attacking those receivers out there. The problem is they're having trouble with the quarterback keeping the ball.
Coach, do we have a score on the LCA Somerset game?
I don't have any yet.
Timeout again. This is the 2nd timeout called by Scott County. Or did Douglas call that timeout?
We're going to find out. Yep, Scott County.
So the 2nd timeout by the Cardinals with 3:08 to go. 7-0, the Douglas Broncos on top here at the farm. here at Douglas High School. This is the Mingua Beef Jerky High School Football Game of the Week. 7-0, Douglas on top of Scott County.
ATMs throughout Kentucky make getting quick access to cash easy.
Whitaker Bank staff serves the needs of nearly 70,000 Kentucky customers every day.
We share your passion, Kentucky. Love the bank that loves you back. Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky.
I wanted to get back on the basketball court.
I want to get back to the ref I used to be.
I want to get back to gardening.
I want to get back to playing with my band.
Only one team is qualified to get patients back to living their lives.
So 3rd down, I believe. And here's McClurg around the left side, and he's to the 45. Let's see where they mark him at. He may have the first down.
Yeah, the first person there tried to push him out of bounds. It just didn't quite get him. And he got past the another penalty.
So that's going to be against the Cardinals, and they're wondering what the heck's going on.
It had to be on the sideline, didn't it?
So that'll really aid the Broncos case, won't it?
Yeah, they're getting same thing that happened last time they played. They're getting Scott County in some bad situations. Back over there at Tate's Creek, Dunbar scored on a 98-yard touchdown pass with 3 minutes left to go in the half. So Dunbar is up 21-14.
So Dunbar leading Creek. And McClurg and gives it to Neal, and he's hit knocked backwards.
Gary Madison Southern's up also 3-0 with 6 minutes to go in the first.
3-0?
Yep. Yeah, over East Jessamine. I'm sorry.
So they kicked a field goal.
Yep.
So that'll be a good one.
Good games. There are a lot of good games.
We like to get we'll try to get a score in that LCA game as they're playing Somerset. Well, they had a great game the first time they played. You and William covered that game.
That was awesome.
I was in Italy. McClurg passes to Key. Dane Key, left side, breaks a tackle, 20, cuts it back 15, and he's down to the 10, breaks another tackle, and then loses the ball, and Scott County, I believe, picked it up. Yeah, Scott County, yeah. Let's see where it is now, Coach.
What a hit. What a big-time hit. We need to see that one again all the way if we can. There he goes. He makes a good cut back. Now watch the player come up from behind and get the big hit on him. Bam, right there.
So who's got it for Scott County? Who recovered it, Coach? You got the replay?
Yeah. 13, yes.
So Bronson Brown.
We're trying to get the hit, who made the big hit on him. Came from behind. We're going to run that again so we can see.
That was all Dane Key trying to make it happen after the catch.
Right, but it was a heck of a hit on him. No, hold on.
64 came in later.
44. Is it 44?
That's Reed.
Hold it. No, it's not 44. That guy right there. The guy we can't see.
So Scott County will have it at the 1-yard line. And McKee shifts along the line and movement. I think we had movement there by the offensive line, I think, Coach. Again.
Clinksdale made the – no, it was 21 for Scott County made the big hit. Sam Daniel. Big hit, Sam.
So Dane Key looked like he was driving it in for the touchdown. Then Daniel made the big hit and jarred it loose. So, Coach, that's 4 fumbles already in the first quarter.
Yeah.
The first quarter.
On a dry field and not even that cold out there.
Yeah, that's pretty cold, Coach. 36 degrees at kickoff. I mean, that's near freezing, Coach. We're up here in heat with heaters on us.
Well, John Davis is behind me, and he spent some time in Erie, Pennsylvania, so he knows what cold is.
They move the ball back near the goal line now. McKee wanting to pass, airs it out down the right side, incomplete up to the 30-yard line, intended for Coffee. And that pass goes incomplete. He was just trying to throw it out of the end zone, Coach, on that 1st and 11.
Well, our buddies at Lexington Catholic are having a lot of problems over at Boyle County. 21-0 Boyle County.
Well, the Rebels are a machine, Coach.
Yeah, I predict them to win it all this year.
And LCA is a machine with that Darius Smith. He's the leading receiver in the state of Kentucky, Coach, the kid from LCA.
That's pretty amazing, to tell you the truth.
And right now, it looked like Dunbar's up on Creek, 21-14.
Yeah, Dunbar's got a game plan, I'll tell you.
And you talked to the team last night, I think.
I did.
McKee passing again, and he airs it out again, and it goes incomplete. Coffee there, and same pass and same results.
Same pass, same result. That surprises me. Coach McKee calling those passes there. Normally, he saves those things for when he knows they're going to work.
2 minutes, 8 seconds. First quarter action. That clock is stopped on that incompletion. 7-0, Douglas on top on an 83-yard run by Josh McClurg. And we bragged about him and his running ability in the pregame, didn't we, Coach?
Yeah, very, very fast, very quick runner. Really like him as a quarterback.
So it's 3rd down and 11. Football, the nose of that football really close to the goal line.
I hate it. I mean, wait till the punter has to get out there with his heels on the back line.
They're hoping they bust one out here and get out of that end zone. And there is McKee to Coffee and tip. And Neal was right there, almost picked it off. 3 straight passes, and Coffee couldn't come up with any of them, Coach.
No, the ball was overthrown 3 times, a little too high, a little too much. All right, here I was a punter in high school. This is the most frightening thing for you. Your heels are on the back line. You know they're coming. You know they're coming through there. If you take one step back or get a bad snap, it's a safety.
Martin is your punter, and Dane Key is your return man back there for Douglas. He's at the 31, 32-yard line, and Martin's high punt, and Dane Key takes it to 28, and he is going to be tackled right there. Nice stop there by Sam Daniel. Well, Daniel's made a couple nice plays. Made the hit on the Dane Key earlier to jar the ball loose.
Yeah, really nice job. Really nice job. Again, I keep the score. My son Luke is over at the Tates Creek Dunbar game. He played at Dunbar for me. It's now the Tates Creek just tied it up, so it's 21-21.
That will be a shootout, Coach, at the OK Corral.
It is.
Courtesy of the Commodores and the Bulldogs.
That's right.
And
this is going to be, I tell you, this is only 7-0 now. It's almost the end of the first quarter, Gary. Scott County is just pulling some things out here.
We've had more turnovers than McGee's Bakery.
We have, haven't we? Unbelievable. I wouldn't mind a donut or something anyway.
I love McGee's Bakery. I also like those Spalding donuts.
Oh, no. North Limestone Donuts.
Okay,
baby.
that's the best.
The square ones.
The square ones.
Oh.
Okay, Coach. You're making us all hungry now.
I'm ready. I'm ready for something to happen in this game. I mean, these two coaches are just both of them are frustrated with the fumbles.
Oh, yeah, they've had 4 of them, and each team has 2. And Scott County's big lineman, Reed, he picked it up Taylor, and I thought he was going to rumble that in.
He tried, Gary. He really had everything he got, but he just didn't have the speed.
Douglas has it at the 27-yard line.
These Louisville officials are slowing things down. There's another penalty? Is there another flag before the play even develops?
I'm not sure, Coach. Called offsetting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now they're going to move it back and punt it again? Oh, Lord. Unsportsmanlike Scott County.
And they've had a couple of those in this quarter, Coach.
Right. So it was offsetting penalties and then a dead ball unsportsmanlike that they called against Scott County.
Darius Neal, he's taken over for DeMarcus Fishback, the 6A Player of the Year. And, of course, McClurg's taking over for Cameron Jones, who's up at Cincinnati now, Coach.
All right. Big. He was
6'8"
big quarterback.
Yep,
wow.
6'8".
I'll tell you what, I would put the ball in the hands of McClurg now. I really would. I would let that quarterback control this thing. He is hot tonight.
He is really hot. Josh McClurg, and he's at quarterback, and he has Darius Neal in the backfield with him. And Dane Key is split out to the left. They they fake it, and quarterback keeps it, and a big hit put on him there by 52 there, Coach.
Yeah, that was Romarian Warner.
No, for Scott County.
For Scott County,
yes, sir.
Scott County, John Hewlett.
Yeah, he put a big-time hit on him.
Was it 62?
No, it's 52,
52,
Coach.
yeah, that's Hewlett, 6'1", 235. Big man.
So McClurg fakes to Neal, and he's going to be hit and dropped on a big-time play.
That's a good job by two big guys, 75 and 92.
That was the man I was talking about in the pregame that needed a big game, Alberto Campos.
Alberto Campos with the big play, 6'1", 245 pounds.
Oh, yeah, he's a big guy.
That was a good job of defense now.
Campos made a nice play on that.
Yep.
56 seconds, the clock running here. We have a 3rd and 10 for Douglas. The football is at the inside the 15-yard line of Scott County.
Okay, they're isolated over here. The safety's moving to the wide side of the field, so there's isolation on this side. That's where he's going, right there.
Goes to Key, hit, and he's going to be dropped at the line of scrimmage. That's a big-time play by Campos. 75 and 92. Combs and Campos making the play there for Scott County, and that's going to do it, I think. Well, I don't know if they get another play off just 25 seconds here in the quarter, Coach.
No, they're going to let it go. They're going to let it go. They're going to have time to talk about this. It's 4th down.
Coach, we were plagued by 4 turnovers, 4 fumbles in that first quarter. Each team coughed it up twice.
Yeah, a couple major penalties against Scott County, too, that really hurt.
Yeah, just
they're going to try a field goal, but I don't think they'll have time.
6 seconds, and Ligab a 32-yard field goal, and they just get the kickoff, and it is up, and it is good.
He's a weapon.
32-yarder by Ligab as the clock ran out, and Scott County, that's a moral victory for them. Coach McKee gives his team a congratulations to come to the sideline. So it's 10-0 here as we head to the second quarter on the Mingua Beef Jerky High School Football Game of the Week here on PrepSpin.com.
I wanted to get back on the basketball court.
I want to get back to the ref I used to be.
I want to get back to gardening.
I want to get back to playing with my band.
Only one team is qualified to get patients back to living their lives. Bluegrass Orthopedics has physician experts to assist in your recovery, whether it's an injury or chronic condition. Bluegrass Orthopedics provides convenient, specialized, and comprehensive care for your unique life.
The future of healthcare seems dark at times, but for patients in Kentucky with diagnostic imaging needs, there's a place with clarity and a compassionate staff. Lexington Diagnostic Center and Open MRI provides quality patient care while saving you hundreds to thousands of dollars as compared to hospital-based centers. Remember, for your medical imaging needs, you have a choice. Lexington Diagnostic Center and Open MRI.
Coffee and Martin back deep for Scott County, awaiting this Ryan Ligab kick. He just kicked a 32-yard field goal, Coach.
He's a weapon. We mentioned that before. These kickers coming in the playoffs, they're big weapons.
Coffee's to the far side, and he's going to kick it over there. Coffee is taking it at the 8. He's out to the 10. He's out to the 20. He's turning on the Jets. He's to the 35, 40, 45. Coffee to midfield. What a great return by Coffee.
Did a great job on the return. Again, notice he wasn't any dancing. He wasn't going horizontal.
He was going upfield.
Vertical. And if it wasn't
north-south.
One for the 12th man, the sideline.
That's right.
He might have gone further.
So Scott County with good field position at midfield on the return by McCaleb Coffee, the junior. And he's at the 50-yard line. And, boy, what a great – did you see who ran him out of bounds over there, Coach?
Just a bunch of people pushed him out.
Just to say – a host of folks.
Yeah, he was pinned against the sideline. Gary, looking at these stats, these teams are pretty even. 59 yards rushing for Scott County, 86 for Frederick Douglas, but the passing games have failed.
McKee gives now to Garner around the left side. Garner, he's at the 45. He's got some room, 40, and he's down near the 36-yard line.
Yeah, nice job.
Phil Garner.
Bryant made the tackle. Ty Bryant made the tackle.
I tell you, this Garner kid is tough, Coach. 5'8", 175-pound senior, over 1,290 yards coming in, 18 touchdowns coming into the season.
Isn't that amazing?
Coming into this game.
That's crazy. It really is.
So he picked up about 15 on that. So let's look at Garner's numbers here so far in this game. As he got 15 on that, he has 34 yards rushing now. And give up and that's going to be around the right side, and that's Brown. He's cutting it back. Bronson Brown, the near side to 20. It's a foot race. He's down to the 10 and down to the 8-yard line. Devin Neal saved the touchdown there. Or Bronson Brown, he fooled everybody up here in the press box on that one, Coach.
He did. That was a buck sweep, what they called a buck sweep, but he just came back this way. He got pinned in, and he just said, heck with it. I'm coming back this way and running.
This would be a huge – that was a 29-yard run there by Brown. This would be a huge possession by Scott County. If they score here, they're right back in this game.
Right. And they got to be careful with that football, though. You know, they've been a little loose with the ball. So, you know, you mentioned Devin Neal making a tackle. That's like his, I don't know, maybe 5th tackle so far this game.
Yeah, he had
5th or 6th.
Yeah, 5th or 6th. He had that at the end of the first quarter.
This unbalanced line right. Going to weak side.
Garner up the middle, and he is hit there and stopped. Making the stop there for Douglas was, I believe that was 43 Wilson.
Yeah.
They say Thompson, but I thought it was 43 Wilson.
Could have been. I think 49 was in there too.
Okay.
So
second and goal to 5.
They're running an unbalanced line to the right. That means there's 2 linemen to the left of the center. Everybody else is to the right. They tried to go weak that time. They tried to go weak side. But I tell you what, those linebackers, they just fly up there to make tackles.
Brown and Garner behind. Okay, gives now to Bronson Brown. Brown down to the 3 and still churning. And let's see, and they blow it dead right there.
Yeah, like you say, a host of tacklers on that one too.
There was a bunch of them.
49 was on the bottom.
Thompson helping out again.
Yeah. You know, Scott County, they're trying to run off tackle with these big guys.
Yeah, you got big Walker Parks and Burton in there, and Rob and Thompson.
Well, what they need is they need to have a little misdirection here, because Frederick Douglass, they're so quick on defense, and they're all flying to the football.
Well, they had, 8 shutouts this year, Coach?
Yeah, I can imagine why.
Out of 11 games. Lex Cath was the only team put up any points on them, 31 points. We did that game, Coach. 3rd and goal at the 3.
That confused
Here's
him a little
McKee.
bit.
He's got some running room. He's got a blocker, and touchdown McKee. Cade McKee.
Exactly what I just said. A little misdirection. You've got to do that against a team that is so aggressive going to the ball. Those linebackers fly to the ball. We're going to watch that again, Gary. McKee is a little bootleg action. He bootlegs to the weak side. They pull the guard and the tackle. Pretty good job of blocking out there, but a big man. And they get around the corner for the touchdown.
And Scott County has had 9 minutes and 38 seconds of possession, just 4:39 for Douglas. But Douglas leads 10-6, and here's the extra point for the Scott County Cardinals. The kick is up, and it is good. And makes it 10-7.
Got a game, man.
9:36 to go in the first half. It is Frederick Douglass here at the Farm 10 and Scott County 7. We'll be back on the Mingua Beef Jerky High School Football Game of the Week at the Farm.
We're out here.
Welcome back in Scott County after a 3-yard TD by Cade McKee. They've cut the lead to 10-7. And, Coach, most importantly, 4 turnovers, 4 fumbles in this football game, but 2 by each team.
I know, and those were big in that first quarter.
5 fumbles. So Scott County, and here's the short kick over to the far side, and fair catch called, and they'll haul it in over there on that kick.
A little action over there, it looks like. No, everything's fine.
Jacob Bangy, the young man, does the kicking for the Cardinals of Scott County.
13-7 Somerset over
that's another good one, Coach. That's a good shootout. Another shootout at the – can we have 2 shootouts at the OK Corral?
Yeah, we got a lot of OK Corrals going on.
A lot of OK Corrals going on. So Douglas will take over the football, and they'll have it up at the 36-yard line, and they are leading 10-7. Gary Ball, Mike Meehan, William Warfield, Joe Allen, the king of stream, William Warfield. I've referred to him that every Sunday on the show on the Scholastic Ball Report. This Sunday at noon. Championship weekend this Sunday at noon on the Ball Report. Motion to the near side, and Neal gets a sweep, and he is going to be hit and dropped on a good tackle there made by, that was 52 there, Coach.
52 was in on the tackle and 21 both. So 52, 21 is Isaiah Clinksdale. No, I keep going the wrong way.
Scott County, wrong roster.
Yeah, 52 is John Hewlett.
Yeah, Hewlett's been on a couple nice plays.
And Sam Daniel.
Madison down at the 40-yard line, and McClurg up the middle, and Daniel comes over and hits him after he gets to the 43. It'll be third down at about 4 on a nice play there by, I wonder, I asked, maybe Mike Ritchie knows up watching in Iowa City, Coach, is Sam Daniel related at all to the great player Scott Daniel at Scott County a few years ago?
I don't know. Maybe, yeah, because
Mike Ritchie would know.
Yeah, he knows that Scott County.
He's watching the game. He's watching the game up in Iowa City tonight, so maybe he can tell us. Third down. I'd say there's some relation because they're both really good football players. McClurg sends Neal in motion and gives to Neal around the left side, and he tries to get the first down, and he got it. First down to the 46, 47-yard line.
Yeah, he did that a lot on his own. What a fight. He's fighting to get that extra yard. We'll watch that again on instant replay. Fly sweep, little run outside.
Rylan Reed made the stop, I believe, Coach, 44.
Yeah, nice job of turning upfield. He turned upfield ahead of a really good block by Jagger Burton. When that big man's leading you, just stay on his hips.
That's right. Just stay right there on him, right?
Yeah,
just follow him through. 10-7, Douglas on top of Scott County here with 8 minutes to go in the first half here in this Commonwealth Gridiron Bowl playoff game. District championship on the line. Neal around the right side, being chased and pursued and stopped right there on a nice play. And that was turned in and making the stop there. That was Tackett, Cam Tackett.
Tackett. And,
43.
Right, Tackett 43. And they're actually bringing Bronson Brown up pretty quickly on that play. I wouldn't be surprised if Douglas tries to throw over top of him.
Douglas 138 yards now.
4-3 again. That 4-3 defense, pretty good right now.
Clark, little flare out to Neal. Gets a catch, and he's hitting the backfield. Breaks a tackle, and he's coming to the near side, and he's down the sideline 30. He broke the tackles 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Devin Neal. And I don't know how he got away from him, Coach.
You got to tackle him. You're not bringing him down. You had a couple of people throw their body against him, but you got to lock up. Look at that belt buckle and lock up.
So that puts the Broncos up 16-7 with 7:04 to go here in the first half from the farm here at Douglas High School.
Yeah, there's big plays galore in this game. Big plays.
Let's update folks on other scores. 21 all, Tates Creek and Dunbar, right?
Yeah, at halftime,
At halftime. LCA was losing 13-7 to Somerset. East Jessamine was leading 7-3 over Southern.
Right.
And Boyle County was up big on Lex Cass.
21-0 the last time we heard.
So those are some other scores, and we got WL Stats right here next to us. Thanks to these guys for the hard work they do for providing the stats for all the high school teams.
This is interesting. The official asked the holder to leave the game.
That's Dane Key. He must have some equipment problems.
Yeah, something. It's kind of weird saying, no, you're a holder, but you can't be here. You got to go. That was interesting.
So they bring in, instead of Dane Key, they bring in Ty Bryant. Number 13, he'll hold.
That's something Cisco, his dad, never did, I bet, hold for extra points.
He gets the placement down, the kick is up, and it's good. So 17-7 with 7:04 to go in the first half. Scott County scores, and boy, what a run by Devin Neal, Coach.
What a run. You know, Frederick Douglas, we talk about these backs and these receivers that are so good. Let's take a look at this offensive line. I mean, those guys know how to open holes.
Yeah.
And what happens with these nifty runners, these quick guys, is you have to stay with your block because you never know when they're going to cut back. They're going to try to make a different move and so on. Well-coached team, Douglas, they showed it by their records. And really darn good football team. Now, Who the winner of this game, now what are their choice? I know we don't know who they're going to play, but there are some 5A teams that are pretty darn good. Waiting somewhere in the future, Gary, is Covington Catholic.
Got some bad news for you, Coach.
What?
Dunbar leads, was it Dunbar? Tates Creek leads Dunbar 24-21 at halftime.
Really?
Yes. So the score you got is incorrect.
Can't be incorrect. The guy's giving me it's sitting right there.
24-21, Tates Creek.
Maybe it's hopeful thinking. Yeah, 24-21, a field goal right at the end. You're right.
Yeah, thank you, Coach.
You're right. You're right.
So here's Ryan Ligeb into the kick, 17-7, 7:04 to go. First half here at the Commonwealth Gridiron Bowl. 5A playoffs here in the state of Kentucky, two of the top teams in the state. Both these teams in the top 10. And the kick goes to Martin. He reaches up, grabs it at the 8. He's out to the 10. He's going to cut over to the 15 and tripped right there at the 14-yard line.
Right. He'd better off staying right down the sideline if he could. Nice job on a tackle there.
That was
11, right? Is that Isaiah Kinney?
Isaiah Kinney.
Nice job.
So Scott County will have the ball. The last time they had it, Cade McKee faked into the line and on a bootleg rode out to the left and took it in from 3 yards out for a touchdown.
Snuck in the corner right where the pylon is. It's a good job.
Sam was the twin younger brother, Cass's younger cousin.
Got a big moon coming up.
So
big moon coming up over the horizon.
There is relation. So we're glad we asked. You ask and you receive.
Was Richie? Did Mike Ritchie?
No, I was talking about Sam Daniel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and cousin to Cass Daniel. He's not having a very good year, is he, Coach? At the 14-yard line, McKee under center, and he tosses it around the left side to Brown, and Brown and hit and dropped. Neal.
Yeah, again, that was a pretty good tackle. Yeah, big number 64 for Scott County was leading the play, and actually was Jonathan Berry. He was on the defender, but the defender fought through him for the tackle.
Yeah, he got a couple of yards, and so Bronson Brown got a couple. Let's look at Brown on the game so far, what his numbers are. We got WL Stats right next to us. Bronson Brown, 7 carries, 62 yards. That's 8.9 yards a carry, Coach.
That's pretty darn good. I mean, they can move the football. They just have got to find a way to stop the big play by the Broncos.
They sure do. It's 17-7. Gives to Brown around right side. He's got some room. He's at the 25. He's up to the 28-yard line. First down, and that was about a 10-yard pickup there for Bronson Brown, and he's effective when they like misdirection. That causes a lot of problems for Douglas, doesn't it, Coach?
Yeah, you have to stop the belly in this offense. You have to stop the fullback. And Frederick Douglas doing a decent job of that. But the problem is that second back's getting the ball and doing a good job. Ty Bryant made that tackle, by the way.
Yeah, he sure did. And Bryant on the game has 2.5 tackles. Devin Neal, by the way, Coach, to back up what you were saying, he's been involved.
Put a hat on him somehow.
Cade McKee gives up to Garner. Garner driving his legs and up to the 33-yard line. And stopped there by Thompson again.
Yeah, that was a power.
Marcus Thompson. My goodness.
That was just a powerful back carry with Bronson Brown blocking that time.
And Wilson helped out as well. But, man, this Thompson kid's he's on every play.
He's on every play.
Second down, about 5. That was a nice. You know, if Scott County could take this thing down and score and make this a manageable 17-14 ball game, it could be anybody's second half, you know?
Yeah, but you can't make a mistake here.
Devin Neal, 6.5 tackles. Thompson already 6 tackles, Coach. Around the left side, and Brown up to the 37-yard line.
That's a good gain. That's okay. That'll make it 3rd and short.
Yeah, Bronson Brown makes it a manageable 3rd and short. And we have 4:38 to go, clock running here in this first half. Your score, if you're just tuning in, Frederick Douglass 17 and Scott County 7 here in the 5A Commonwealth Gridiron Bowl playoffs. Gary Ball with Mike Meehan and William Warfield and Joe Allen, Joe Allen working camera, and William Warfield, the king of stream.
Now, both of these teams were 6A last year, and they moved down to 5A.
Exactly.
And they're really enjoying it right now.
3rd and short for McKee.
Nice.
Gives to Garner. Fields got the first down as he dives up to the 40-yard line. He got it by a couple of yards. Good effort by Garner. And making the play was Joyner, the defensive outside linebacker.
Oh, man, I tell you, that was a good job, again, getting that first down. This is more like Scott County football where they try to drive the ball and control the clock. Frederick Douglass is hoping for a big stop or turnover here and try to get another point before half if they can. Both teams have decent kickers, so both teams can use field goals if they can get close.
Scott County, 1st and 10 on the Garner run. He took it up to the 40. Bronson Brown shifts, goes over to the right side. Garner in the backfield, and they give to Garner, and he gets very little yardage, maybe nothing.
Yeah, they piled it up pretty good there. 52, especially for Douglas, was in there.
And we got 43. A player down. Yeah, 43 shaking up a little bit.
43 shaking up. That's Dalen Wilson.
Yeah, he's shaking up as he tried. He hit Garner when he came through the line, so Garner put a big shot on him. And we have 3:23 to go, first half action, Coach. And what you got for us at halftime, Coach? Our UFOs, Unheralded Football Overachievers.
Right, I've got one today, only one, and that's Scott County. I want to compliment or just kind of give a little shout out to Aaron Hall. Aaron Hall played for me at Dunbar in 1990, the very first team. He was the very first player. He was a fullback and a linebacker. Over these years, he coached at Dunbar for a while. He coached at Western Hills. He coached Wandale Robinson at Western Hills, who, by the way, is doing real well
pretty
in Nebraska.
Pretty good in Nebraska,
right. And now Aaron is an assistant coach, a freshman coach here at Scott County High School. At Scott County.
You know, that's like another timeout for Coach McKee with that player in. He brought everybody over to the sideline and
had a little discussion.
Had a little discussion on this big second down now and 10. They need to get up to midfield for the first down, and the Cardinals are down by 17-7, 3:07 to go in this first half of action from the farm at Frederick Douglass High School. Cade McKee. Slides, gives to Brown around the right side. Brown a sweep. He's up to the 45, spun around and knocked down at the 46-yard line. And let's see who got over there. It was Warner, 52, who got him, Coach.
Warner finished him off, okay.
So third down at about 4. They've got to get 4 more yards for a first down. And that's important because they can keep the chains moving. Quick strike ability.
No, in fact, I would think that if they don't get a first down and they have to punt, I think Douglas will call a timeout, force them to stop that clock and then punt.
So McTabe goes to the right side, and they give, and it's going to be pressure, and he's going to be sacked in the backfield.
Yeah, a little too much pressure at all coming through with a big man.
Parks
came through.
And got Garner.
Yeah, when you're 6'6", 280-pound senior.
You're hard to stop.
And when you make penetration, that's it. Game over. This is what I thought. Now, here's where I thought Douglas should call a timeout. And they did.
1:53 to go, and they call a timeout. So timeout on the field with a minute 53. It's 17-7. Douglas on top of Scott County here in the Commonwealth Gridiron Bowl 5A tournament here in the playoffs. And, Coach, we got the RPI that kicks in the third week, so the winner of this, they'll revert back. And a lot of people saying if East Jessamine won, they would play probably Covington Catholic.
Right.
So, we'll just have to look at that next week and let the folks know that we'll have a broadcast here on Prep Spin next Friday night.
I predict a tremendous state championship game between Frederick Douglass and Covington Catholic.
Well, we saw Covington Catholic.
Oh man, what a
year!
You talk about a defense now.
Yeah, they got a great deal. Michael Mayer is he's a man among boys, Coach.
He did, and when we saw that game, they Lexington Catholic kind of had control of him.
They did.
But the problem was they couldn't. They just couldn't keep up with the tremendous other athletes they have in the defense.
So Campton Martin to punt for Scott County. And they drop Neal back. He goes back deep at the 30. Here's the snap, and Martin's punt, a high punt, and Neal watches it bounce.
That's good.
Takes a roll inside the 30 down to the 28-yard line, and that's where Scott County will touch it down with a minute 42 to go here in this first half. But, Coach, we know that's plenty of time for Douglas.
It is. That was a good punt, but, you're giving Douglas the ball with a minute and 40 seconds with all their weapons. And, we haven't seen some of the things that they do good. They do well, I should say. I'm looking for a screen pass here. Let Scott County get aggressive. run a screen pass maybe, or, try to get somebody across the middle against this defense. They're running the cover 2. They have 2 wide safeties.
Josh McClurg with Darius Neal to his right. Twins to both sides of the field.
No, our man and the man-to-man.
McClurg rolls to the right, hit, and dropped at the 31.
If Frederick Douglass, if Douglas High School can catch this Scott County in man-to-man, their athletes can beat these guys man-to-man.
Daniel helped out on that play again, Coach, along with Tackett.
They're alternating that zone and man. We'll check it out and see. Look like they're man on the outside receiver. It looks on man-to-man across the field this time.
Dane Key is split way out to the top. Here's a give up the middle, and Daniel makes a hit right there at the 33-yard line. Boy, this Sam Daniel kid's quite a linebacker, Coach.
He has been playing a great game this time.
Darius Neal, the ball carrier. He picked up a couple. It'll be 3rd down and a long 5 for we have just 48 seconds to go. Does anybody have a timeout left?
You would think Frederick Douglass has one.
Maybe, but I know Scott County, they've called pretty much all theirs, haven't they?
I'm surprised that there are 2 plays that they called here. Running that ball up the middle against this defense, when you're playing man-to-man, there's just nothing there.
So here's McClurg, fakes and runs up the middle, and he's hit to be 4th down. And now McKee will call his last timeout. So Scott County calls their final timeout. I wasn't sure if they had one left, but they did, and they used it. So timeout by the Cardinals because they want to force a 4th down punt here by Douglas.
They might go for the block this time. They might go for the block. It's 4th and what? 4th and what, about 5?
4th and about 4, Coach.
Coaching staff over here on Douglas's side, they might say, you know what, they're not going to beat us. They're not going to throw the ball and beat us here with no timeouts in 25 seconds. They might go for it here. They might try for a big play, a fake punt or something.
Well, Devin Neal broke tackle. I mean, he should have been tackled in the backfield last time. They ran it to the right side, went all the way in for a touchdown. But, Scott County's got to watch for that, Coach.
They do. They're either going to I wouldn't be surprised if Scott County tried to block it, but I don't know. They're a little sneaky over here at Douglas. They might try a little fake here.
So we'll see they drop Coffee back to return this punt.
There's somebody interesting.
So the punt coming, and it's going to be a low punt. Coffee watches it roll back inside the 30, and he dangerously picks it up, or does he? It's a fumble, and I think Douglas has got the ball.
They do. Oh, I don't know about that clock that time. Look at the time on the clock, Gary. There was 25 seconds when this started, right?
Yeah. Well, you're at home, Coach.
We're watching it on a replay. Did it stop, William? We're going to watch it on a replay. I'm not too sure about that.
So Douglas Coffee should have just let that ball go. He tried to pick it up and fumbled it. It was recovered by Douglas. And Frederick Douglass has it inside the 30-yard line at the 28.
It hasn't run yet.
So Key splits out along with Robinson to the far side. Twins to the near. And there's going to be a flag down before the play. Dead ball, false start. These Louisville officials love that dead ball, don't they, Coach? They've called that about 5 or 6 times.
They love it.
Yeah, you're right.
We kind of looked at it. And
should be about 10 more seconds off that clock.
Well, there was at least, it started at 25 seconds on the beginning of the play. It was still 25 seconds when the ball was rolling.
And it ended at 22.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yep.
So 10 seconds probably should have been off there. But nevertheless, Douglas has moved back 5 more yards to the 33. They have Allen out to the bottom. And McClurg back to pass. And here comes pressure. He steps up. McClurg, a little pass to Neal. He's got the catch at the 25. He's to the 20, looks a block, 10. And Devin Neal stiff arms a man. Touchdown, Devin Neal.
Wow. I mean, I'll tell you, that's athlete right there. That's a tremendous job.
Hold the phone.
Yeah, we got to hold.
That happens a lot when a quarterback has to, spread and run out of trouble. So holding against Douglas Broncos.
Brings
Bring
it
it back. And, boy, that'll negate a great yak yards after catch by Neal.
Yeah, if Scott County can hold here, they've got to feel pretty good because they made several mistakes in this first half that Frederick Douglass normally, normally takes these mistakes and makes them pay, but this time, no.
You're right. At halftime,
because of the penalty.
UFOs, and that moves it all the way back to the 47-yard line. So if I'm Scott County, I'm back in prevent. They're not showing prevent defense. They got about 9 guys up in the box.
Yep, and they're coming too.
And McClurg rolling to the left. McClurg, and he goes down, and 5 seconds, 4 seconds.
They're going to let it go.
And that's it. That's the end of the first half. And the first half will come to a close with Frederick Douglass 17, Scott County 7 here in the 5A Commonwealth Gridiron Bowl playoffs here at the farm at Frederick Douglass. And total 4 goals in the first quarter by 2 by each team, and we got a 17-7 ball game.
Gary, we've had fumbles, we've had penalties galore. It's pretty sloppy, but I think Scott County's coming out okay because with all the mistakes they've made, they're hanging in there. Frederick Douglass, such a good football team.
17-7, Douglass on top of Scott County. Here at halftime, we'll come back with Coach Meehan's UFOs and the WL Stats from WL Stats here at halftime, 17-7. We'll be back on the Mingua Beef Jerky High School Football Game of the Week.
High school sports that have evolved. Tonight, catch all the hard-hitting action live and in real time as the game happens in 1080p HD video. Join us tonight for the Mingua Beef Jerky High School Football Game of the Week with the legend Gary Ball, Coach Mike Meehan, and the king of stream, William Moorfield. Nobody does high school football like Prep Spin does. The Mingua Beef Jerky High School Game of the Week comes your way now. This is where it all started, right here on this farm. We may have grown over the years, but we've never lost sight of what was important to us. We're continuing that tradition today, and we always will be for generations to come.
Some things never change. Like the sound of pads crushing against the equipment, the feel of cleats on fresh-cut grass, or the deep breaths from a full practice. Another thing that never changes, the feeling of relief when the whistle blows for break. And the savory snack to go along with it. This is a moment to remember. This is a Mingua moment.
I'm on a fixed income. Credit cards help me balance the money that's coming in and what I need to live on. I've thought about bankruptcy, but how am I supposed to pay for it?
Sometimes the people that need help the most are the very people who can least afford it.
We've come up with a way to get you started for less.
Start your bankruptcy for as little as $78 now. The consultation is free. In Lexington and now in London.
I work really hard, but I'm struggling to pay my bills on time. I've gotten pretty far behind and I don't know what to do.
Is this happening to you? We're Atkinson, Sims, and Kermode. Bankruptcy could be your best solution.
We're here to give you a fresh financial start.
Start your bankruptcy for as little as $78 now. The consultation is free. In Lexington and now in London.
Whitaker Bank love the Kentucky communities we serve.
Whitaker Bank supports 496 Kentucky schools.
Over 282,000 students benefit from Whitaker Bank's Kentucky education initiatives.
Whitaker Bank has contributed almost $441,000 to education programs for the advancement of Kentucky's youth.
We share your passion, Kentucky.
Love the bank that loves you back.
Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky.
What's your starting five? How about this one? Mild, hot, Cajun, barbecue, and teriyaki. It's the flavors of Mingua beef jerky, each one handmade from Ronnie Mingua's all-natural recipe using top-quality beef. That's what makes Mingua beef jerky stand out. Take it from me, Tom Leach. Pick up a package today, and if you don't see it, ask for it. And check them out online at minguabeefjerky.com. That's M-I-N-G-U-A beefjerky.com. And go there today to see their newest product, Mingua beef jerky meat sticks in mild, hot, or honey barbecue.
I work really hard, but I'm struggling to pay my bills on time. I've gotten pretty far behind and I don't know what to do.
Is this happening to you? We're Atkinson, Sims, and Kermode. Bankruptcy could be your best solution.
We're here to give you a fresh financial start.
Start your bankruptcy for as little as $78 now. The consultation is free. In Lexington and now in London.
This is where it all started, right here on this farm. We may have grown over the years, but we've never lost sight of what was important to us. We're continuing that tradition today, and we always will be for generations to come.
this is Gary Ball for Crown Trophy of Lexington. Crown Trophy offers youth sports awards, corporate awards. They offer signs and a full line of promotional products. They're located at 2680 Wilhite Drive on the corner of Nicholasville, New Circle Road, just behind Starbucks. Stop by and pick up your copy of their 85-page catalog. Crown Trophy is nationally known, but locally owned with 150 stores nationwide. Crown Trophy, the official provider of plaques for the Scholastic Ball Report and Prep Spin. Folks,
welcome back to the farm here on the campus of beautiful Frederick Douglass High School. Gorgeous night, a little bit chilly. Got a big, almost a full moon rising up over the stadium. Gorgeous facility here, like I said before. They treat us really well, and we're happy to be here. It's halftime here at Frederick Douglass with the score, Frederick Douglass High School 17, Scott County 7, as the halftime ticks away. Really good game so far. A lot of mistakes in the first quarter. Everybody kind of cleaned it up in the second quarter. Both teams battling it out here. A lot of good games across the city. A lot of good games across the Commonwealth of Kentucky. This is the Commonwealth Gridiron Bowl. It is the second round of the playoffs, and we're glad to be here. We're going to do what we always do at halftime. First of all, we're going to do what we call our unheralded football overachievers, UFOs. We started this years ago. What I do is I call the coach or contact the head coach of each team the week of the game, and we ask them to give us the name and some information on somebody or some people involved in their program to do a really good job, go above and beyond, but never get credit for what they do. One thing I learned from all the years I was coaching was that there are a lot of people in the background of the program that do so many things for you. You cannot get along without these people, and yet they don't get a lot of credit for what they do. Most of the time they don't want a lot of credit, so we try to draw them out anyway and give them credit. Sadly, I only have one today, and that's from Scott County High School. I want to give thanks to assistant coach Aaron Hall, who got together with Coach McKee and got me a really good UFO, unheralded football overachiever. The UFO for Scott County. The UFO for Scott County tonight is Jalen Menifee. He's a freshman assistant coach. Jalen started this year as a freshman offensive line coach. Then he took over as the freshman defensive coordinator. 2 days before the first game, he comes and helps at varsity practice. He does this without being paid. A volunteer assistant who has moved through the team to be the freshman defensive coordinator, which is pretty cool. He started being the coordinator 2 days before the first game, did an outstanding job, and he does an outstanding job. He also runs the varsity scout team offense. Let me tell you something. I've done that in the past a lot. Coaches I've had under me working for me did that, and it's a tough job to do. When you run a scout team offense, you have to know what the other team is running, and then you basically teach those plays the best you can to your kids, who are a little stubborn about learning usually, but you get them to play the offense of the opposing team, and that helps your defense of your varsity team. And again, he's a volunteer. He does this without being paid. He's a good role model, Coach McKee says, for the players, and a very dedicated coach. So congratulations to Scott County's UFO, unheralded football overachiever, Jalen Menifee, freshman coach, assistant coach. All right, what we're going to do is take a minute and go over some statistics for you now from the first half of this game. Let's start with first downs. Again, the score is 17-7 at halftime. We have 7 first downs for Scott County, 6 first downs for Frederick Douglass. Rushing yards, 28 rushes for 137 yards for Scott County, 17 rushes for 100 yards for Frederick Douglass. Here's your passing yardage. Scott County threw 3 times, 0 completions. They threw those 3 passes right in a row and from the end zone. Frederick Douglass is 4 for 4 with 0 interceptions. Their 4 passes were mostly short passes and the outside flare passes, a little hitch on the outside. Total offensive plays and yards, 137 yards for Scott County, 186 yards for Frederick Douglass. That's pretty close. Each team has had 2 fumbles, and both. I guess they've lost all four of those fumbles. All right, we're going to jump down to, actually, let me look at this again. Scott County has had 4 fumbles and lost 3, and Frederick Douglass has had 2 fumbles and lost both of them. Third down conversions, 2 for 7 for Scott County and 1 for 3 for Frederick Douglass. Now let's look at the rushing yardage. Bronson Brown's been the big star here tonight for Scott County. Tremendous job running the football. He has 10 rushes for 83 yards. Philip Garner has 11 rushes for 44 yards. And Jackson Saylor has 3 rushes for 20 yards. Let's go over to Frederick Douglass now. Josh McClure, the quarterback. I really like this kid. I really like the way he carries the football and the way he carries himself. I see a lot of leadership in this young man. And I see a real bright future for him. He has 10 carries, 101 yards. He had 1 loss of 26 yards on a play he tried to make it to the outside and got caught. So he's a net of 75 yards. But the key is he has a 7.5 yards per carry. Bronson Brown, on the other hand, has an 8.3 yard per carry. So both of these teams are running the ball really well. Darius Neal, 4 rushes for 16 yards. Isaiah Allen, 1 for 5, and Devin Neal, 2 for 4 yards. Passing, Cade McKee, like I said, over 3. Josh McClure, 4 for 4 for 86 yards and 1 touchdown. His longest pass was 49 yards. Let's look at receiving. Obviously no receiving for Scott County. Receiving for Douglas, Dane Key, 3 catches for 37 yards. Devin Neal, 1 catch for 49 yards.
Yep.
Both teams have punted a couple times. And let's run down real quick at tackles. Gary and I were looking at these tackles, and we're very impressed with Devin Neal.
Yep.
6.5 tackles in the first half. Thompson has 6 tackles. Jalen Bybee has 3. And Ty Bryan has 2.5. For tackles for Scott County, Cade Tackett. 3.5 tackles.
And our fumble causing Sammy Daniel.
We like this guy. He
Yep.
appeared out of nowhere to us.
Sure
3.5. Austin Taylor, 2.5. And Ryan Reed, 2.5. And that's the individual stats.
Let me do the scoring.
And
coach.
Gary, do your thing, my friend.
With 5:28 to go in the first quarter, Josh McClurg went around the left side. He went all the way 83 yards for the score. Ryan Ligab's kick made it 7-0 at that point in the first. And then at the end of the, with the clock running down, Ryan Ligab kicked a 32-yard field goal to make it 10-0 as Douglas had the 10-0 lead. In the second quarter, 9:36 to go in the first half, Cade McKee went around the left side on a bootleg, had a blocker out in front of him. It was a 3-yard TD run. Bangy's kick made it 10-7. It was a close ball game, coach, at that point. But Devin Neal, he should have been tackled about 3 times in the backfield. He kept missing tackles, and then he went 49 yards around the right side for the touchdown pass from Josh McClure, and then Ligab's kick. That's where we stand, coach, here at halftime. 17-7. Douglas on top. Your thoughts, coach, on what Scott County needs to do in the second half, what Douglas needs to do in the second half? Scott County, what do you think Scott County needs to do in the second half, coach?
Oh, well, again, what's working for him is the misdirection. And I was surprised that Coach McKee tried those passes from the end zone 3 in a row there, because really his forte passing is to catch them by surprise.
And it was the same guy, Coffee, that they threw it to.
Well, maybe he was looking for an interference. A lot of coaches throw those deep passes from the end zone, hoping they'll get another interference call, get out of the end zone.
Like Kentucky and Amon Wagner.
Yeah, I mean,
6'5".
every time.
Yeah.
Every time.
He gets a flag every time, and he's going to play tomorrow against Vanderbilt, isn't he?
I hope so, yeah.
They need a win because they looked pretty bad against Tennessee. That was sad. I watched that game, coach. I didn't go, but I usually go to the games, but I didn't watch the Tennessee. I just had a bad feeling about it. They should have won the game. They got a wide receiver quarterback, and he just can't throw the ball, coach.
They have a wide receiver quarterback who can throw the ball technically, but they don't give him an option. You know, they don't give him any choices to throw the ball, Gary. They don't put the right. What they need is a quarterback that they have on the sideline that's not playing, in my opinion, and then take the guy that's playing quarterback and put him back a receiver where he's an excellent receiver.
He's an excellent receiver, best receiver on the football team. So it'll be Kentucky and Vanderbilt tomorrow afternoon at 3:30 from Nashville. And the Cats need that win to get their 5th win, and then they need one win in their last 2 games against either Louisville or Tennessee Martin to be bowl eligible, Coach.
Yeah, and it's going to be tough. It really is. Vanderbilt's not very good at all.
No, they got one running back that's pretty good.
But you're still going to have to play tough. All right, buddy, here we go. It's going to be interesting. I think Frederick Douglass, they
deferred.
Didn't they seem a little flat? A little bit flat in the first quarter.
Well, that's a credit to Scott County, and also 4 fumbles in that first quarter.
Yeah, that's a monster.
I mean, you turn the ball over 4 times, 2 each team, and that's going to stall your team a little bit. So, Devin Neal drops back deep, and
little onside kick here, maybe.
We'll see what they do. Here's the short kick over the right side, and it's caught and returned up to the 30-yard line, 32-yard line.
Yeah, pretty good pile up there by Scott County.
Devin Neal on the return.
Yeah, it looked like, it kind of looked like number 36 for Scott County got up the bottom of that pile. That's Jeremy Hamilton.
Jacob Bangy's the young man who kicks there for Scott County. I don't know if I mentioned that, but Bangy kicks, and he just did a short kick over the far side. Neal returned it up to the 32, so it'll be Douglas football at the 32-yard line, and the Broncos in the black uniform, Scott County in the white with the red numerals, black pants, and they got the red helmets.
We'll see if any changes, that we see any adjustments here. We got a guy down, looks like he's cramping maybe, Gary.
Darius Neal is in the backfield. I think we do have a player down, and the official's going to call timeout. Official's timeout.
Yeah. Oh, he's helped up. I bet he's just cramping.
Coach McKee out there for Scott County. He's an institution over there, isn't he, Coach?
He is. He's amazing. He's been a coach as long as I can remember. When I was in the 90s, he was coaching for Scott County.
Let's update some folks on some scores. Dunbar and Tates Creek, it was 24-21 last we heard, Coach. 14-13, LCA leads Somerset. And I think Boyle County was really big. They were 40-0 over Catholic.
Yeah, it's Tates Creek 30 now to 21.
McClurg, and he faked it and hit in the backfield on a big-time play. Nice play turned in.
That looked like John Hewlett.
Yep, Hewlett made the play there in the backfield.
I was glancing during halftime at Scott County's roster, Gary. They have a lot of sophomores on that team. A lot of sophomores.
So a lot of guys back next year is what you're saying.
Yeah, and again, Douglas, a lot of juniors. Man.
So Key splits out to the top, and to the bottom is Robinson.
Nice
There's a give to Neal, and he is hit. He's going nowhere, and that's a good play turned in.
Okay, Scott County's doing a good job now of penetrating. They're getting through the line of scrimmage and stopping those runs before they get started. Again, when that happens, when you're trying to run the football and they're making penetration, you got to throw the football, get behind those linebackers, or let your quarterback do the work. Let him keep the ball.
It's 3rd down, and they need about 14 yards for a first down. Twins to both sides for Josh McClure. Got over 100 yards rushing. And motion now, fakes now to the motion man. He steps up, and he is going to roll to the left, and he's going to be hit, and he's still on his feet to the 40, and he's got, what an effort by Josh McClurg. Let's see where they mark him at. See where the official's going to mark him. We got a man down back here.
Yeah, that's the guy that attempted to make the tackle. Sam Daniel, by the way, is Scott and Thomas Daniel's younger brother, and also the cousin of UK's Cash Daniel.
Yeah, that's what we already announced that, Coach. So they moved it up. They moved it to the 41-yard line. So short of the first down. Boy, he didn't miss it by much, did he?
4th and short.
And they're going to go for it.
Boy,
So Neal jumping off is Scott County, and we're going to have a flag. Did somebody move for I think somebody jumped for Douglas after the left end move for Scott County's defense, but he got back, and then that caused a false start by Douglas, so it'll be 4th and about 6. I believe if I'm Douglas, I punt the ball.
I think so, too.
I don't think
In high school football, as long as you don't step into the neutral zone, you can get back. You can't step into the neutral, not right away as soon as you step in the neutral zone, but you're right, somebody moved. that little jump may have caused a little movement. Here comes the punt team.
Yeah, they'll bring the punt team on. I wouldn't go for it on fourth because that's a long 6, Coach.
Now, you do not want to give Scott County good field position with their ball control offense.
Scott County scores here if they scored here, Coach. I tell you what, they could be right back in this game. They're only down 17-7 here with 10.5 to go in the third. Waiting for the long snap. And it comes back, and they're going to run for it. Down the right side, he's being chased, and he breaks a tackle, the fourth, and he's got the first down. See, they mark him at the 48-yard line.
Yeah, that was a pretty good job. Who was that?
That's Isaiah Kinney, I believe, Coach, number 11.
Yeah, nice job. Really nice job running the football.
Late flag comes in.
Real late flag. If this is another personal foul against Scott County, I'm very surprised about the lack of discipline here.
Could be a late hit out of bounds, so we're waiting for the official to make the call. This will move it all the way down to from the 48. It'll move it down to the, about the 33?
Yeah, and where did they start from when they ran the punt there? They had 4th and long.
Yeah, 4th and about 6.
Huge mistake.
So Douglas, they faked the punt. And then the young man did a nice job running down inside the 50, and then he was that was a late hit, wasn't it, Coach?
It must have been. I don't know. I didn't see it. We didn't run it back, so I don't know. I do know this, that must have been something that they saw on film, that they could run that corner, that the rush was coming inside or something, because it was wide open.
College basketball, Western defeated EKU 79-71. That's a final.
We have a player ejected, Gary. They ejected a player on that. We don't have a number, and of course we don't sometimes announce that anyway. But there is an ejection.
Twins to the top, and they give him to McClurg around the right side, and he is stacked up on a nice play. And nice play turned in there. And, Coach, that was Tackett. Again,
he's had a good game. Cade Tackett, 5'10", 178-pound junior.
6 tackle, I believe, 5th or 6th tackle.
Yeah.
So, young man's been in on some plays. No gain for McClurg. 2nd down and 10. Dane Key splits out to the top.
Douglas is looking for big plays, but they're going to have to learn to drive this football. I haven't seen any, short passes or passes coming across or shallows or anything out of them.
Allen splits out to the bottom, and Josh McClurg throws it deep downfield, and it's going to be incomplete. And intended receiver was Dane Key.
It's okay to blow the top off the defense that way. It's okay. That kind of loosens everybody up. It makes that defenders stay back a little bit.
Makes it 3rd down and 10 now for Douglas at the 33-yard line with 9:34 to go in the third quarter. 17-7. Douglas still on top. That was a halftime score, Coach.
Yep. Douglas has a decent field goal kicker, too, so, they can get down pretty close.
Like Gabby already kicked one from 32 here in the game at the end of that first quarter.
He was hitting them from a lot further than that during warm-ups.
Coffee was a young man ejected. 3rd and 10, McClurg, little flare out to Neal, throws it. He catches it. He kind of jumped for it on the catch, and he fell down as he lost his balance, Coach.
Yeah, that happens. So that makes 4th down. So you're 4th and 10 here.
McClurg threw it a little bit high to Devin Neal. If he let Devin Neal out in front of him, he probably would have gone for plenty on that one.
Devin Neal, he's bigger than you think. He's only
6 foot.
He's 6 foot, but he's 215 pounds, and he looks like he's solid.
Yeah.
So you got to punt. Would you worry about a fake punt again here?
I tell you what, I sure would, Coach. And Kenny wearing the number of a former great player at Douglas. Remember DeKale Crowdis?
Absolutely.
At IMG Academy right now. Imagine if they had him. So Kenny, and here's the punt. And it rolls back, and they're going to catch it at the 1 yard line.
Oh, it's even closer than that.
to 1.
Man, that's right there on the goal line. Nice
So
job.
Scott County will have 99 yards to go.
Now, the last time they were backed up down here on the left side, they threw 3 passes in a row and then punted. So let's see if they try to drive the ball out of there. You know, it's no time for trickery right here, though. You got to be able to. You have to count on your big men to do your job underneath and start getting some leverage on those big defensive linemen. Get to those linebackers, second level stuff.
You know, Coach, all in all, except for all those turnovers in that first quarter, this has been a pretty good football game.
It has been. With 5 minutes to go in the third quarter, Gary, Somerset up 22-14 over Lexington Christian Academy.
That has like a state championship type feel to it, doesn't it, Coach?
It does. It does.
And Tate's Creek still leading Dunbar?
Yes, 30-21.
There's the give up the gut. Nice run up to about the 7-8 yard line, and that's going to be Mr. Garner again, Phil Garner.
They're working him to death tonight.
He picked up good yardage on that, Coach. They give him about 8 yards for Garner.
I'm telling you, man, they just got to drive the ball out of there. That's their forte. Their forte is ball control offense.
So Garner actually got 7, so 2nd and 3 for the Scott County Cardinals. They're down 17-7 with 8 minutes to go here in the third quarter from the farm at Douglas High School. Shift. Now they give now to Garner again up to the 10 and knocked down right at the 10. He's just about half a yard shy of the first down.
What they're allowing, okay, here's what I'm seeing. All right, ready? The defensive linemen for Douglas are penetrating a little too far. You know, when you penetrate a yard in the line of scrimmage against this offense, you get in about a yard, you need to stop and you need to find the ball. They're going a little too deep, and Scott County's running inside them.
That's smart.
It is.
That's what I would do. And McKee, and he gave it up to Garner again, and I think he got the first down.
Yeah, I think he just barely got it.
Barely got it, but I think he got it. Move the chain, so be 1st and 10 at the just outside the 11.
They're going to measure, Gary.
Well, they might measure for it, but I think I'm at a bad angle, Coach. As you know, we're at about the 50-yard line. That's down around the 10, but from here he looks like he's got it.
You usually get him right. I'm not even going to try to guess. I've got the instant I've got the monitor in front of me, and Joe's going to zoom in there. Big Joe, get in there, buddy. All right, Joe's right on it this time, so we'll see. What do you think, Joe? Joe says he's got it, and he doesn't.
They have to get.
He got it. Yeah, he did.
Do you doubt me, Coach? Do you doubt?
No. The dimple on the end of the ball was over. I'm serious.
No, they had to get the credit card out and shove it down there. The credit card work.
I've seen them do that before.
Yeah, they had to get the credit card out, didn't they?
Yeah, that's what we play bocce in the backyard. I have a little bocce court.
Yeah, I know you do.
And my wife is so competitive. She does that. She goes, oh, wait a minute. And she goes and gets a daggone caliper and measures so she can get the point.
So they got the first down after all that, after the measurement. McKee. Cade gives around to Bronson Brown around the right side, and Brown out to the hit hard. What a hard hit put on by Mr. Bryant.
Ty Bryant, his dad, Cisco Bryant, coached with me over at Dunbar. Tremendous human being, by the way. But Cisco was a great athlete in high school, and I believe Ty could be just as good, Cisco.
You know what, Coach? Ty Bryant is only a sophomore.
That's crazy.
Can you imagine by the time he's a senior, he's going to fill out? And what an athlete he'll be here at Douglas.
But
he also plays baseball.
That's what I was told to tell you in baseball season to keep an eye on him, that he's a darn good baseball player.
I tell you what, he's heck on the base pass, Coach.
I bet you.
When he gets on the base pass, he's almost an automatic steal.
But they've seen him coming up to make a tackle. This is where they like to throw over top of people.
Cade McKee looks to pass, and it's caught out, and it's going to be out to the 25, and it's caught out there by McTavie. Michael Matavy, the 6'3" tight end. And what do I say about the tight end, Coach?
They always are open.
He's always open.
When the guy up on top for Scott County, which could be Aaron Hall, when they see that a defensive backs are coming up and making tackles close to the line of scrimmage, they say, time to beat him deep or trying to get a pass in, and that's what they did that time. Now here's where Douglas is good. Getting toward the middle of the field.
McTavie shifts to the right side, Coach. And there was movement And, yeah, there was movement in the backfield. I saw it, Coach, and they called it. It was on Saylor, the running back, number 32.
Yeah, he just moved too soon.
Yeah. So that'll move him back 5 yards.
Penalty. I love the way did you see that time how quickly Douglas adjusted to the shift that time?
Yeah.
Now, Coach McKee's looking at that, too, because if you can catch him in the shift, you get those angles.
First and 15 now, back at the 20 for the Cardinals. Here comes Cade McKee from the sideline. He also plays baseball, Coach, at Scott County. Really good baseball player. He's going to play in college, as a matter of fact. Turns around, looks at the backfield. Now shifts. McTavie goes tight end to the right side.
There's the adjustment.
And there's going to be a give to Bronson around the right side. Bronson Brown. He's hit and chased backwards.
Now that's why they get defense right there. That's how quickly we're going to watch it replay. Look how quickly they get to the ball.
Jagger Burton had him, Coach.
Oh, he locked him up.
So he lost. He maybe got a yard or so.
Yep.
So it's second down and about 13 for the Cardinals.
Burton's a big guy.
Clock running, 4 minutes, 57 seconds to go here in this third quarter, Coach. Still 17-7. Douglas, that was our halftime score.
Coach McKee taking a long time to get the play in here.
Yeah, might not have enough time.
I know. I don't know what the deal is.
Cade McKee brings that play in from the sideline.
Yeah, they're gonna get a delay here if they're not careful. The back judge is counting it down right now.
McKee gives long count, looks to pass, and he's going to step up and going to be sacked. Burton, I believe. 62, Jagger Burton making the sack.
Yeah, Big Burton got in on that one too. Tried to throw it, but everybody was covered.
It was a good idea, Coach. You surprise them, and if you throw that pass by Cade McKee, you probably complete it.
Yeah.
He's got to have a timer in his head there letting him know when you got to get rid of the ball.
You got to pull the trigger, don't you?
Yeah.
You got to pull the trigger.
Holding it too long.
That's right.
Because he's not used to passing it.
That's true, too. But, again, you have these routes, and if they're covered, you get stuck. You just don't have time to go through your progression.
What do you do here, Coach? It's third and long.
They're
Scott County.
They're going to run the ball. They just have to.
They give up to right side and have Garner up the middle, and he is going to be tackled there by Thompson. Picked up about 3 yards maybe, but it'll be fourth down, and it'll be force a punt here by Scott County.
All they did there was take a lot of time off the clock there. And again, they're going to – any kind of a punt, any kind of a return is going to give Douglas good field position.
Yeah, Martin will punt it. And Devin Neal back to return for – you got to watch Neal. Highest Martin, left-footed, highest punt. And it bounces back, takes a great Douglas roll down inside the 30 to about the 32-yard line. So what's going to be the net on that punt? About 8, Coach?
Breaking news here.
What we got going on, Coach?
All right, so here's some breaking news in the Boyle County game. Reese Smith just broke Jacob Tammy's interception record as he gets a pick 6 on Bow Allen.
Reese Smith. What score? It was 40-0, so they're up big. So Boyle County, 40. So Reese Smith.
Tates Creek still up 31-20 at the end of 3 periods. Or 30-21, excuse me.
McClurg tucks it and hit and knocked down at the little extracurricular after the tackle there. And Tackett was doing a little with his knee, kept kneeing McClurg. McClurg was already down. We didn't get a flag, did we?
We got a holding penalty, Gary.
Oh, okay, holding.
Yep.
So it didn't matter if he did all that.
No, got a holding penalty. The line judge over there called it.
Just 2:36 to go here in this third quarter, and it's still 17-7. Douglas on top of Scott County. Really good 5A football matchup here tonight, Coach. 2 of the top teams in the state. Douglas came in number 1 or number 2 in the poll, depending on the poll you look at, and Scott County was number 4 in the state.
And both deservingly so. 5A is a tough division right now.
Yeah, with Covcath and South Warren and these two teams. Motion by Darius Neal. McClure tucks it around the left side. He's saying they're going to be knocked down at the 38-yard line.
I really like this kid at quarterback. He's quick. We've seen some excellent quarterbacks this year. The Lexington Catholic quarterback, the Lexington Christian quarterback.
They're all good.
The quarterback at East Jessamine.
The quarterback at Tates Creek.
Tates Creek.
Doobie going to Cornell.
Unbelievable.
I mean, there's some great, a lot of the great quarterbacks are right here in the Central Kentucky area.
Excellent. Superb.
And Tates Creek was, leading 31-20, you said?
30-21.
30-21. McClurg gives to Darius Neal. Right side at 40 and cuts it back to the 38, so it'll be fourth and about 13 yards.
Boy, I tell you, Scott County's made some adjustments at halftime, and they're doing a great job.
They really are. They're shutting down, getting up a little gimpy that time, by the way, is Robinson, Jesse Robinson, the wide receiver.
Yeah, senior wide receiver come up a little gimpy.
So third and about 14.
This is big right here, Gary.
For Douglas. The 36-yard line.
A little bit of just a minute and change in the third.
Third quarter's gone by fast. There hadn't been any turnovers, and everybody's been running the ball, and it's gone by quick. So it's still 17-7 here at Douglas.
Playing man-to-man again.
McClurg gives to Neal, and he's down to the 32 and then tackled right there.
Okay.
And nice stop.
When
turned in, and big numbers 79 there, Coach. And
79,
that, of course, is Taylor, Austin Taylor. Big guy, had the football in the first half on the fumble recovery.
That's right, 250-pound running back when he got the ball.
East Jessamine up 14-10.
East Jessamine leading Southern 14-10. What is that, William? In the 9, and that's still in the first half.
Long way to go in that game.
I think the winner of that game gets Covenant Catholic. And
RPI holds, there still could be a loophole.
And then, of course, the state championships are December 6th, 7th, and 8th at Kroger Field. And all those games can be seen on the KHSAA TV. So check out those. We got the end of the third quarter. Into the third quarter, we head to the final quarter here. And it's Frederick Douglass 17 and Scott County 7 here in the 5A Commonwealth Gridiron Bowl playoff game at Douglass. We'll be back on the Mingua Beef Jerky High School Football Game of the Week.
Gary, the last time they played.
You hear my catchphrase, soup and a sandwich. When I want the best potato soup and prime rib sandwich, I head over to Rafferty's Restaurants after my games. Check out Rafferty's 9 great locations throughout Kentucky. And all you teens, you can eat at Rafferty's before those big ball games. The open prime rib sandwich is what legends are made of. Ask Joe B. Hall, the legend himself, it's his favorite. Rafferty's a big supporter of high school sports throughout Kentucky. Rafferty's, where the special is you.
We're back here, and McClurg, and he's going to quick kick it down the right side, and Brown is going to jump on it. And let's see, Bronson Brown, for some reason,
just let it go.
Yeah, he didn't jump on the ball, but it's going to be down. Let's see where they mark it. I think somebody touched it up.
Well, if Douglas touched it, the ball's going to be right there. But if there you go, it must have been touched by Douglas right there.
Yeah, at the 13-yard line. So that's where the Cardinals offense will have it. Coach, they're down 17-7, and Scott County needs to mount an offensive drive here to try to get back into this game.
Yeah, they need to get something real quick. We're looking at the end of the third quarter here, and again, it's just a matter of rushing the football. Bronson Brown has 86 yards right now. Gardner has 60, and Saylor 20. They just need to put it all together. McClure 118 yards, and he's not carrying the ball in the third quarter. What is going on here, my friends? A little discussion, little meeting of the minds, Gary.
Is that what you call it?
Yeah, the officials are meeting, having a discussion. They're going to vote to see where it goes, I guess. I don't know.
Where the placement of the ball will be.
Yeah. See, it's all about the first touch. That's what they're talking about.
Yep.
If Douglas touched the ball first, they were the punting team, then the ball's right there. If
Well,
Scott County touches the ball, and it goes beyond them, that doesn't count.
Right.
It's whoever gets that last.
Yeah. I think they'll just leave it right where it is.
I think they will too.
Because they're unclear as to what happened. Whitecap is talking to the line judge, I believe.
Marked at the 14-yard line.
So let's see. Still talking about it.
Why are they?
Frederick Douglass trying to go.
touchback.
If Douglass wins, they'll be 12-0 in the season, Coach. And Scott County, if they win, they'll be 11-1. And they're going to move it back. Let's see where they.
Well, that doesn't matter. There. Did anybody touch it back here? Did a Douglas player touch it? That's the question. If a Douglas player touch it, right? No. Okay, that's good. That's exactly right where the ball should be. Correct. Thank goodness for this instant replay. Joe, you did a really good job of filming this stuff.
I'm just not sure what Brown was doing on that, Coach. So Trinity up on Ballard, 14-12. The scores continue to pour in here in the playoffs.
I like Mail in 6A.
Yeah, Mail is good. McKee up the gut, and Garner maybe a couple of yards.
Yeah, a couple.
Phil Garner, boy, he's a tough kid, Coach. Pound for pound. You know what? The young man has never made a B in the classroom.
Is that right?
All A's.
That's amazing.
Never made a B, ever.
Yeah, Garner's up over 60 yards now. McKee, 1 for 4 passing. McClurg's 5 for 6 passing, 84 yards. I expect McClurg to carry the ball more the next time Douglas gets the ball.
Key passes, throws it low, incomplete.
Yeah, little hitch.
To Daniel.
Little hitch screen, quick screen they call it.
Well, they called it a catch, I guess. So that's first completion for McKee. He was 0 for 3 prior to that.
I think it's his second completion, isn't
Second completion, yeah, you're right. He completed one to McTavie,
Yeah,
you're right.
Right. Over here on the hash, on this far side of the field, close to us.
3rd down and 8, Coach. 10 minutes and 48 seconds to go in this game, and Douglas leads Scott County 17-7. Gary Ball with Mike Meehan, and also William Warfield, Joe Allen.
Unbalanced line. Now they're switching over.
Shift to McTavie goes to the right side, and Cade McKee gears now around the left side, and that's going to be hit. A Sailor's going to be dropped at the 5-yard line.
Yeah, Neal got a good piece of him there. Number 5, Devin Neal, 5'11", 215-pound senior, and he can tackle. Let me tell you.
Yes, he can.
Woo!
Yes, he can.
Yeah, Neal, let's go. Let's give him another tackle, Gary. That's 8 tackles.
I think I think he's going to Cincinnati, Coach.
Well, they're getting a good one. No question about it.
Cincinnati's having a great season. Neal drops back and waiting for this Martin punt. He'll have to punt it out of the end zone. Gets the kickoff.
That'll roll.
And 45 back. And Neal takes out the 35. Nice return by Devin Neal.
Yeah.
Down to the 32-yard line.
See, I like that, and I think any college coach is watching are like that. He's not trying to be a hero. He didn't try to catch the ball and cut back across. He got what he could, stayed close to the sideline. Now he's going to give it to his offense and say, come on, guys. Let's put another one up here, get some security.
Frederick Douglass, 5 for 6 passing, 31 plays, 221 yards. Scott County, 42 plays, 166 yards, Coach.
It's a good football game. It's a good football game.
Scott County's fumbled 4 times and Douglas twice.
That was early in the game, though.
That was early.
It's been pretty clean since then.
It really has. Allen splits out to the top, Isaiah Allen. And McClurg would kneel to his right, and Key in motion. They give it to him on the old sweep. And he's down to the 20, and Dane Key is going to be knocked backwards. Got about maybe 2 or 3 yards.
Yep, 2 or 3 yards. A couple of people in on that tackle. I saw one of the people I saw in on that tackle was Sam Daniels.
Yeah, he's in on every play.
Again. Nice job.
At the 29 is Dane Key.
You know, these are 2 well-coached football teams. And I think, Gary, you said something, and I think you're absolutely right. I think they're both extremely well-coached. They have good athletes. It's just that Scott County has a few more. I mean, not Scott County. Douglas has a few more athletes.
They really do. Dane Key, one of those, in motion. McClurg fakes to him, rolls to the left, being chased, and pulled down. What a great tackle as he's pulled down by Rylan Reed, the Sam linebacker.
Yeah, he just grabbed him from behind. It looked like he grabbed his towel for a minute. I don't know, but he brought him down.
He got it all, Coach.
He did. He took him out. That's not quite a horse collar. That would be a horse tail.
8:40 to go in this ball game, and remember, next Friday night we'll have another playoff game here on Prep Spin. Just check. Herald Leader has us in there every Friday, don't they, Coach?
They do, and we don't know who it's going to be yet.
Yeah, we don't know. We haven't picked. And catch a Scholastic Ball Report Sunday at noon. And on the show, here's a give to Neal around the right side. Neal, the 20, cuts it out. He's at the 15. It's a foot race. He's going to walk it in. Touchdown, Devin Neal, number 5.
Yeah, and he ran across the track to get there.
Devin Neal, that may be the insurance that they need, Coach.
All right, I'm going to give credit where credit's due. Number 80, Isaiah Allen, 6'2 junior. What a block. Look at the block downfield. Watch him. He blocked that guy, got a piece of him, and opened it up. Nice job.
So Ligeb will try to make it 24-7 as playoffs. Good mark.
Yeah.
And the officials are going to allow Dane Key to hold this time, Coach.
How about that? I don't know what happened the last time.
Ran him off the field, made Mr. Bryant come in. I don't know what that was all about. Didn't like his uniform or something. Here's the kick by Ligeb, and it's up, and it is good. So we have 8:12 to play, and Douglas has taken a 24-7 lead over the Cardinals of Scott County. We'll be back on the Mingua Beef Jerky High School Football Game of the Week at the Farm at Douglas High School.
UPS now provides housing for qualified employees through the UPS Kentucky Living Options and Opportunities Path, also known as UPS Kentucky Loop. You can work part-time in Louisville, go to school at Jefferson Community and Technical College, and receive housing for up to 2 years. Earn a degree or learn a trade. It's up to you. Loop benefits are available to those who live outside the Louisville metro area, whether you're just starting college or going back to school. It's time to get in the loop. For more information, visit upsjobs.com. That's upsjobs.com.
I work really hard, but I don't make a whole lot of money. And now, my hours are being cut back at work. I've gotten so far behind on my bills, I feel like I'll never get caught up.
We're Atkinson, Sims, and Kermode.
We're not going to judge you.
We've come up with a way to get you started for less.
Deep for the Cardinals, waiting for this Ligeb kick. 8:12 to play in this game, 24-7. Douglas, short kick. And it will be the up man at the 23, 25, and up close to the 30-yard line. Nice return there by the Cardinals.
Pretty good job. Just getting a decent field position here about the 30-yard line. Again, you mentioned it before, Gary. They got to mount a drive. In order to stay in this football game, they've got to get some points on the board.
Jeremy Hamilton will be a primary ball carrier apparently next year for Scott County. 6'1" sophomore coach was a young man, the up man that caught the ball there for the Cardinals.
I like the sophomore group. I really do. And the freshman team was pretty darn good. All right, let's see what happens. Frederick Douglas still got the big man up on the line. They run that 4-3 look.
Walker Parks, Burton up there, give up the middle, and around the left side. And let's see, the tackling ball comes loose. The ball carrier around the left side, and that was Bronson Brown. He gets up a little gimpy, Coach.
Yeah, a little bit. He got pounded a little bit there. It's really interesting. I think I'm watching a really well-coached Douglas team defensively now. No wonder they had so many shutouts.
Warner made that stop, Coach, number 52.
Yeah, Warner made the stop, but I'm watching number 16, Joyner, and Joyner's taking those blocks on and not trying to be a hero. He's taking the blocks on and pushing them right back into the runner, doing a nice job.
Brown goes in motion toward us up here in the box, and McKee looks to pass and fires it incomplete and almost intercepted by Bybee. That would have been his second interception.
Woo, that was close. That was close. Again, a good defensive look here.
So Cade now 2 for 6, Coach.
2 for 6.
Passing.
That's 5 more passes that I've seen him pass in his career. So they don't like to throw the ball. I'll tell you who doesn't like to throw the ball is East Jessamine. We did that game last week. When
you got the state's leading rushing team in 5A.
Yeah, but they scored 50 points and did not throw one single pass.
That's unbelievable.
I know. Not even a shuffle pass.
3rd down and McKee, Cade.
Nice.
He's rolling to the left, and he is going to take it up to the 35, 37-yard line. Bybee comes up, and also Burton.
That was a decent run, though.
Yeah, it was.
Pretty decent job. Again, that little misdirection, everything, the misdirection they've been running is the best thing they're working. But right now it's 4th down. 6 minutes 45 seconds to go in the game. You can see that on the scoreboard on the TV. Man, they got to do something. If they don't get a first down here, Gary, Douglas could easily just put this game far out of reach.
Well, they might have with that touchdown by Neal. That might have put it out of reach.
That might have. But you never know with fumbles and all that kind of stuff. So pretty clean in the second half, though, I got to admit.
Only 1 touchdown here in the second half, and that was by Neal. And here's a toss around to Garner, around the right side. He's got the 45, 46, Phil Garner.
Phil Garner's had a game, I tell you. What's his totals now?
Garner so far, we're going to get his totals, and he is 17 carries, 70 yards, Coach.
70 yards. I'm watching for Scott County, Jonathan Berry, the offensive lineman, 268 pounds. He's had a heck of a game, too.
Saylor goes in motion. They pass it out there to McTavie, and he is. There's going to be a tackled up around the shoulder pads.
Grabbed him around the neck, it looked like.
Yep, and it looked a lot worse than it was, Coach.
Yeah, I think so. He got yanked down by his esophagus.
Neal was over there making the play.
Yeah, I think we'll look at that one again. Let's take a look at it. Yeah, grabbed him around the neck and brought him down.
Wasn't a horse collar, though.
No, he didn't get him back shoulder pads. Got him.
Madison Southern leads East Jessamine 24-20 with 3 minutes left.
Quick toss to Garner, and he's got some room down to the 48-yard line.
He's having a game.
And making the stop is Bybee, Jalen Bybee.
Bybee's a really good defensive player. We watch it. But one thing I can tell you right now about Douglas's team, and one reason they're going to go pretty far, is they tackle well.
Yeah.
I mean, they're technically good tackles.
We have 4 minutes and 37 seconds of football remaining, and we're going to have a timeout called. I think that was an official timeout, wasn't it?
It is, yeah.
So Jim McKee will come out and talk to his team, and Brian Landis will talk to his team. And this is the 5A football playoffs. And what was the update on East Jessamine, Coach?
24-20, did you say East Jessamine? 24-21 with 3 minutes left.
East was leading Southern. And the winner of that, we think it's Cowcats. Really, for all intents and purposes, this is a district championship on the line here. This is a district finals tonight.
It is.
So 8 district champions will be crowned tonight. Now move on to the third round play next Friday night.
I kind of like the way they're doing it this year with the district teams playing each other. We saw that, but again, that RPI, I don't know.
LCA's down 22-20 with 9 minutes left.
22-20 LCA back at Somerset, behind Somerset, and I guarantee you the last game went down to overtime or something we watched, and LCA went for 2 and got it to win the game. So Coach Charles over there at LCA, he's not afraid to take chances.
They went for the 2 points conversion. They get it into the end zone. So it's like 24-22.
So it'll be third down for the Cardinals. They need about 4 yards for a first down. They have it at the 47 of Douglas, and a 24-7 Frederick Douglass lead here.
Well, this is 4 down territory.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, they're going to
absolutely.
They got two plays to get 4 yards.
Late in the game here with just 4.5 minutes to play. Nice. There's a give Garner, and he's got the first down.
Oh, that's power. Just amazing. He's got to be tired.
getting help up from his teammate.
I like that kid. I'm telling
Burton,
you.
Burton helped out on that play.
Final from Boyle County 43, Lexington Catholic 23.
43-23, Lex Cath falls to Boyle County. So Bo Allen will end a great career at Lexington Catholic. He'll be Mr. Football. Rolling to the left, McKee looks to pass, and it's caught by Garner. He breaks a tackle down to the 30-yard line, and finally hauled in down there, and making the stop was Thompson.
I'll tell you what, Garner's having a heck of a game, but even catching the ball now out of the backfield, I mean, that's pretty amazing.
So Tates Creek was leading Dunbar 30-21. Some other scores, LCA and Somerset locked up in a good one at the 30-yard line. McKee airs it out down the right side, trying to throw McTavie, and he catches it, and he's down to the 2-yard line.
What a catch.
What a catch.
Superb job.
By Michael McTavie.
Yeah, and the defender was right on. We're looking at instant replay right now, Gary. Left-handed quarterback McKee threw it down there. Coverage was pretty darn good. Actually, real good throw. Number 10 for Douglas was right on the ball, but just couldn't.
That's Jason Burnham.
Couldn't break it up.
Here's the give, and Garner trying to get in, and he's knocked backwards and making the play there, Coach. And that was a big-time play turned in by Wilson, Dalen Wilson.
We mentioned him quite a few times, too. He just looks like a fire plug in there. You got these big, tall defensive tackles, and then you got Wilson, who's 5'9", 230, and he just stuffed it.
So at the McKee keeps and gets down, and I believe he got in. Touchdown, McKee on a quarterback keeper. His second touchdown tonight, and that makes it 24-13 with 3:13 to play, and we'll have the proverbial onside kick.
I believe so.
For sure,
yes, sir.
with 3 minutes, 13 seconds to play. Kind of made it interesting here, Coach.
They're a good football team, Gary.
Yep.
They're a good football team. Again, we've just seen too many big plays by Douglas. And again, we talked about it before. First half was a little sloppy, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Second half cleaned it. Everything got cleaned up.
So Jacob Bangy in for the extra point. And Bangy bangs it in the left side. 3:13 to go in this game. It's 24-14 as Douglas leads by 10 here at the farm on the Mingua Beef Jerky High School Football Game of the Week.
By the numbers, Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
There are 50 Whitaker Bank locations serving Kentucky communities just like mine.
61 Whitaker Bank easy.
Whitaker Bank staff serves the needs of nearly 70,000 Kentucky customers every day.
We share your passion, Kentucky. Love the bank that loves you back. Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky.
Welcome back here to Douglas High School, 24-14. We're already talking about next week, aren't we, Coach?
We're talking about next. We just love doing this. We love following these high school players. And again, Gary, congratulations on your show. How many years have you been doing Scholastic Ball Report?
17 years, Coach.
That's pretty cool. When you talk about somebody that cares about high school kids and high school sports, academics, and athletics, it's Gary Ball, the potentate of play-by-play.
Thank you very much, Coach. Coming up Sunday at noon on the CW, we got championship on the champions galore, the Henry Clay soccer champion, state champ. Here's an onside kick, but it didn't go 10 yards.
Somebody bumped
it. And it was hit there again, and Neal comes up, picks it up.
That was weird.
Yeah, it was rolling down through there, and somebody kicked it further down the field. I think they touched it at the 48.
Yeah.
And, Coach, coming up, we got Henry Clay Soccer, the state champions are on the show. Lafayette Marching Band state champions. And Julian Tackett from the KHSAA. And, of course, highlights from all these great games going on tonight. We've just had super games all over the central Kentucky area, Coach.
Yeah, again, those highlights are really good. They usually catch the best plays of the game. I don't know how they do that.
I don't know how they do it either. They're fantastic.
Now, Henry Clay, weren't they ranked nationally or something?
Yes,
soccer?
nationally ranked 19th in the country,
wow,
Coach.
That's amazing.
19th. They only lost one game this year in soccer. They were only scored on. They only had 12 goals scored on them in 29 games, 12 goals total.
That's pretty good.
So let's see what Douglas is, 24-14. Give to Neal, and he's into the line down to the 45-yard line. And
that's what they need to do right
upended by by Daniel, Sam Daniel.
That's what they need to do. No, don't take chances. Run the ball. Take the clock as far down as you can. Take Scott County's timeouts away from them. And
well, they just used one there, Coach, on the 2nd and 8, 7 kick, about 7. So this is the Mingua Beef Jerky High School Game of the Week. Gary Ball, Mike Meehan, William Warfield, the King of Stream, Joe Allen. And we'll have a game next Friday night, audio broadcast. We'll be back to old radio days, Coach.
Yeah, I like that. That's fun. Commonwealth Gridiron Bowl, 3rd round next week.
3rd round. We'll have the audio broadcast. Check out the Herald Leader next Friday morning to see what game we'll carry here on the Prep Spin. And, boy, there should be some good games next week, Coach.
I would think so. These teams, it gets better and better as it goes along.
Who will Tates Creek play if they beat Dunbar?
I don't know. RPI it, whatever that is.
Yep. So the football's at the 46, and it's 2nd and about 8. Neal to his right. He gives to Neal. Devin down in the line to the 40. He's to the 35, dragging people down inside the 30 to the 27-yard line. What a run by Devin Neal.
He popped that one through. Can we see that again? Watch how he pops through the line of scrimmage here. This is really interesting. Like, boom, he saw something and just bounced right. There was over-penetration by one of the Scott County defensive linemen, and he just popped inside him and got the yardage. Nice job. That kid can play, Gary.
He can play, and I think he'll play collegiately at Cincinnati.
I think he will, too.
And, of course, Walker Park's going to Clemson. Jagger Burton's going wherever he wants to go. He's only a junior.
That's true.
There's Neal into the line. Devin knocked backwards, and, boy, that was gang tackled there by Scott County. They want to make sure he didn't go anywhere, didn't they, Coach?
Right, they did. And one of the people in there was Ryan Reed, got in there real quickly.
Caleb, Keller?
Keller.
Number 77 was in there as well. 3rd down, or check that, 2nd down.
They're taking their time. Again, clock's taken down. It's out of Scott County's reach here as long as they can control the ball here. So the onside kick was really their only chance to get back in the game. So
yeah, and I don't think it even went 10 yards, did it?
No. Somebody kicked it, though.
McClurg fakes to Neal, tucks it himself, and he's going to be hitting racked up there.
Yeah, they're not going to give him that.
Making the stop was Stakeland.
Had a little action here, little anger. I think number 77 for Douglas got a little upset. Quigley got a little mad. When you're 6'5", 315 pounds, you can get mad.
Yeah, you can get a little bit upset. That's about as big as my nephew Caleb was, wasn't he? He was a big boy, 6'5", about 310 at played at Bryan Station.
Yep. Your nephew was a punter, which amazes me. A guy that big was a punter.
Mike Fields called him Bigfoot.
Yeah, I believe it. Mike Fields, boy, I tell you what, he was an amazing guy.
He's still doing stuff for the KHSAA. We have a timeout with 1:03, just 63 seconds to go in this high school football game, 24-14. And Coach, Scott County's come in and without those turnovers, they've hung in there in this ball game.
It's kind of like two heavyweight boxers just punching at each other here. And they both knew each other really well. Scott County made some adjustments since the last game, which was the running clock. Bad news, Dunbar gets beat 37-29 final over Tates Creek High School.
37-29.
That is not a bad showing for Paul Lawrence Dunbar, considering what they've been through over the last 10 years or so.
Well, we already reached out to John Smith, the fine coach at Creek, and they'll be on the Scholastic Ball Report next Sunday. Tates Creek will be our team of the week with that big win over. By the way, with that big win over Dunbar tonight, Tates Creek, that was their 8th win on the season, Coach.
That's pretty cool. I'll tell you what, all those years at Tates Creek, back when Roy Walton, all the way through Joe Ruddle and so on, they never threw the ball. This year, they're throwing that pill all over the field.
It's an air attack.
It is.
Snap, and McClurg left side. He's down to the 30, 25, upended inside the 20 is Josh McClurg. He got a first down, I think.
Yeah, and notice how he stayed in bounds, too.
Yeah, there's 54 seconds left.
Yeah, put your knee down.
Join us next Friday night for it'll be great action from the regional play, and it'll be the third round of the playoffs. We'll have another big game here, audio broadcast. Be like our radio days, as we said. And they're going to let the clock run down. Big win for the Broncos, and, well, their coaches are fired up.
28-26 Somerset? What is it? 28-26. Who did? LCA?
So the clock runs down to 30 seconds, and Scott County can't stop it. And, boy, the Douglas Broncos coach, they're going to win it 24-14 over the Scott County Cardinals. 12-0 for the Broncos, and the Scott County Cardinals win their season.
I'm really happy with both of these teams. They made adjustments, and at halftime they cleaned up their stuff. Had a really good football game.
It was a really good game, and enjoyed doing it with you, Coach. And of course, William Warfield, the king of stream, and Joe Allen and WL Stats. Thanks to you guys for everything you provided for us here, to the WL Stats crew as well. So 24-14, Douglas wins it, Coach, and Douglas moves on to the tournament. They go to the third round next week. It'll be the quarterfinals, and then if they win that, of course, they'll be in the semifinals of the 5A Commonwealth Gridiron Bowl.
If you were going to name a player of this game, player of the game, most valuable player, who would you give it to?
Either McClurg or Neal.
Yeah, it'd be it'll be kind of a toss-up. I think Neal probably. I've watched Neal be a runner and a blocker in this game. So, yeah, I think Neal would be my choice.
Well, great working with you guys. William Warfield, the king of stream. Coach Mike Meehan, this is Gary Ball. The final score from Douglas, the Farm. The Broncos move on in the playoffs. They defeat Scott County 24-14 in a good ball game here tonight at the Farm. And we thank WL Stats for all the stats. For William Warfield, for Mike Meehan, this is Gary Ball. So long from Frederick Douglass High School. They win the 5A Commonwealth Gridiron Bowl playoff game 24-14 as the victory goes to Douglas over Scott County.